Salutations, everybody. It is the lover of story-driven hentai Matty here with week 26 of the H.A.M radio podcast.
And it is me, the King of Kangaroos, the Lone Vault Wanderer. I'll quickly just say that Noah isn't here again, unfortunately. We'll miss you, bud.
I'm Scribe Slendy. I'm that lore dude that's white and not from Australia.
Because everyone thought you were black.
I'm clarifying. Clarifying, alright.
And we have a fourth guest as well.
And I'm Steven. I'm the guy who won't stop donating shit to Maddie, and he keeps on telling me not to, but, you know, I kind of just love him too much.
Hey man, if you want to
Yeah,
donate
I'm the
stuff
one
to
who
me.
sent him the helmet and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that helmet.
That's cool.
Anyways, shirts down below, sugar bomb down below, timestamps down below, and I want to confront one concern that we're seeing so much, and it's something that we should we've covered it before, but I want to kind of go back to it real quickly because we've had a lot of new listeners coming in. Everyone's always like, put gameplay in the background. No. Do you realize my computer would blow up if I'm recording 2 hours of Fallout gameplay a week and rendering it with a podcast? I can't. No one can do this.
Let's like break it down, alright? To have gameplay in the background, we need to play for 2 to 3 hours every week, not for fun, just to get gameplay. 1, that's not fun. 2, it's gonna take fucking years to get that shit rendered. It takes long enough with just audio and a picture, let alone gameplay. So it's not gonna happen, guys. Do something else while you're listening to the podcast. That's the intention of it. Do some homework, play some Fallout, have fun. Okay?
Yeah.
All I do is play games when I listen to these. I'll just go like boot up a random Steam game I've never
That's
played.
it. Just pretend that we're GNR. That's all you need to do.
Exactly.
Pretend we're narrating your experience.
That's exactly,
That's
actually,
right.
that's a perfect way of putting it. We are the Galaxy News Radio. You listen to us while you roam video games and do stupid things.
That's a high claim.
That's it.
That's pretty.
That's it.
It's pretty lofty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We are Galaxy News Radio.
Well,
Anyways,
3 Dog gave us
each week-
permission.
Oh, God damn you. You cut me off, man. Let's roll into it.
Do it.
Each week, we like to have one of you guys join us, like John and Steven. So be sure to enter by using the hashtag HamRadioTime and answer the following question. When do you feel we will see more Fallout 4 from Bethesda? Will we see some at all? Let me know. Let us know. Handles are on screen.
I've heard Bethesda's partnered with Pornhub. We'll be seeing more gameplay very soon.
I am okay with that union.
Well, you know, when you look at the male protagonist's butt, I mean, it's a plausible reunion.
Well, I mean, here I am browsing. It's like, oh, look, Fallout 4. Might as well watch this while I'm here.
The name of that video is priceless.
Yeah, always gets me.
Shit.
Oh, well, I mean, I think, like, the E3 announcement, they took it down. But I was telling Maddie, I believe they had the E3 announcement on there, and that was, like, one of their most watched videos ever. It was,
I don't know if that was real or
I'm not
not.
even joking.
Was that real?
No, that was real. Like, I believe the Pornhub chick put out a tweet and everything. I mean, it could have been photoshopped, but I know
thought
it was
a
Wow,
Photoshop.
like
that's
4
hilarious. No,
It was on there, though. I saw it.
yeah. Oh,
Anyways,
Whoever...
we have a lot of Fallout 4 news to talk about this week. Let's just hit the fucking ground running here.
yeah.
Because, yeah, we got a lot. So, Fallout 4 won't be having any more story details revealed. Duh.
Yeah, duh. Yeah. It's great.
That's good.
Yeah, I would kind of hope that journalists would stop asking the question. Like, they've made their point clear. When they're going to talk about story news, we'll hear about it from them. It's not going to come out any other way. And I don't think people would want the game spoiled anyways. Any story details is just going to toe the line between, you know, not being spoiled and being spoiled. So hopefully we get more gameplay, know more about the mechanics or features, but story, leave that alone. I hope it's going to be compelling. Do you guys agree?
I think it's kind of sad that they actually have to, like, put out, hey, we're not putting any more story out, because shouldn't that be obvious? Like,
Yeah.
no, it's an RPG. Can you tell us exactly what happens throughout the entire thing, step by step, please?
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
a nice bullet point list.
Yeah, Pete
No.
Hines, we actually want to know the entire story, okay? Just let us know, please. It'll be fun.
Subquests included, like,
Steven,
nice
what do you think,
spreadsheet
buddy?
document.
Our fans are getting angry at us for not revealing story details, and they reveal it. It's like, oh shit, they're getting angry at us.
Tell us the
revealing
twist,
story
damn it. We
details.
want to know how the game ends.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that one
I
goes
don't know
without
what they
saying.
expect. Yeah, it really shouldn't have been like a headliner for news, but like that's kind of how dry it's been lately. Where like no news is news,
pretty much.
And so like 3 years after Survivor 2299.
Yeah,
those were good times. Those were. Can we just reminisce for a second? Those were great times. Be honest.
Drama stars Christian today. What would we do without you?
What would we do without K-drama stars? The Christian Post. All of those things.
Herald Times.
Herald Times.
Oh, God. Only one I remember is K-drama stars. You guys had brought back a wave of like every day I'd sign on Twitter and like I'd have this small tiny fan base. I'd be like, hey, I think some Fallout leaked, and they'd send me articles from them. I'm like, no. God.
Oh, Jesus.
Those were simpler times. That was great.
They really were. I was listening. Yeah, speaking of simpler times, I was telling Lone how I was like listening to older podcasts from us.
So Matty's listening to older podcasts and he's like, "Oh, Lone, you got that prediction wrong." I'm like, "Go fuck yourself, Matty."
I like quoted Lone because I was sitting in my bed listening, and I quoted Lone. I'm like, "ESO will definitely be at E3 this year." Lone.
It was on the show floor. I'm sure of it. Shut up, Matty.
Oh, man.
Excellent.
It really was. Speaking of excellent, Fallout 4 DLC is not in development, but it is being conceptualized.
Good.
Thank you, Todd Howard.
Yeah.
God Howard.
I was listening to Total Biscuit the other day talking about how it doesn't make sense for DLC to be, quote-unquote DLC or extra content to be ready day one and then released as paid content. If everything is ready by day one, then just release it with the game. DLC should be stuff that you develop after the game's launch, after the bugs are gone. That's true DLC. I'm kind of not liking practices where developers will be like, all right, here's the base game, and also on the day of publication or the day of release, here's some extra content you can buy. Well, why wasn't that included in the base game if it's ready now?
Yeah.
That kind of pisses me off.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's all good.
That reminds me of like Armor 3. I recently got into that and like half of the weapons are locked away from like day one.
That's annoying. It's frustrating. And
Arkham Origins did that too, and like their game was broken as shit when it came out. Yeah. And when people said, "Hey, when are you gonna fix this?" They said, "Oh, we're working on DLC. We're not gonna do bug fixes till we put the DLC out."
I remember that.
I remember that. Ugh.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And look, there's a difference between, just cosmetics. I don't care if you want to sell as much skins or outfits as you want. That's cool. Yeah. But it's when it starts getting to additional like, paid DLC is fine so long as it's, not ready by day one. But when it gets to, you can download or pay for this gun, which is ultimate and uber OP, and you're going to destroy everyone with it, that's when I have a problem with it. But if it's...
A good example is Arkham Knight. They split up so many separate story packs amongst retailers for extra money from those retailers. Like, they have a Walmart Red Hood story pack. They'd have like a fucking, I don't know, Harley Quinn story pack for like GameStop. And they just kept splitting it up amongst all these retailers. And yeah, you could also go ahead and spend an additional like $20 on launch day and get all those story packs. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
If it's ready, put it in the fucking game.
Catwoman with Arkham City. Like, they cut out part of the story, like an integral part.
Oh yeah, if you didn't pre-order.
For the paid DLC. Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
It's bullshit.
So I guess what we're saying is, Bethesda, kudos to you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you for not being published by EA. Like, thank you for doing your own publishing.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, they realize the obvious, and it's sad that people have to give them credit for that, because it's like, if you make a really good product, people will want more of that product. And so that's where the good DLC comes in, because then people will pay for it willingly. Mm-hmm. That's all there is to it.
It's
I don't know why it takes so much to understand that for these developers.
Exactly right. Like, funny enough that having a good product means people come back to buy more stuff.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, right? It's pretty common sense.
And another thing they did that I was thinking about the other day, and I don't know if this has been touched upon, I'm sure it has, but they were, they put out an interview I think a few weeks ago where they said, oh, this game is pretty much done already. We're just doing like bug testing and stuff. And I was thinking, you have all these AAA games coming out that like they get launched unfinished because they had a launch date that they had to meet and it wasn't done by the time they got there. Even KOTOR did that.
That's
KOTOR
the
2.
difference with Bethesda.
Hey, Hey, shut up.
Accept
But
it, Matty.
did lose a
Accept
lot.
it.
But Bethesda acknowledged the fact that, okay, when we put out a release date, people are going to want it then, so we need to get done before that. So we're flexible on what we can do after that. No, not, oh, let's run it up till the day before and hope it launches.
But see, that's the Bethesda's difference compared to most publishers. Like, they have this mantra where we are going to give our developers the most time possible to get this game finished, because above all, that's what's going to be important. We're not going to try and go for annual releases where our games are half-baked or they have a lot of glitches and, oh, we'll fix them anyways, because that's not going to bode well for anyone. I mean, Master Chief Collection is a perfect example. That game was broken almost a year after it was released, to the stage where it was dropped from an official tournament, was cancelled because the game was still broken at that stage. Now, that is a testament to how fucking broken games can be at launch nowadays, and it's sad. I remember days where when you have cartridge releases on, you know, Super Nintendo or whatever, there's no updates, there's no DLC. You got to get your game fixed then and there, and we've lost that with the internet, unfortunately, which I think is a bit sad. But anyway,
Yeah, no, I agree.
Keith Hines explains why the public outside of gaming conventions has not seen much of Fallout 4 since E3. He stated that it takes too much away from the development time, specifically Todd, and that preparing the demonstrations could bring out the game's flaws, which could be getting fixed instead of presenting them in a demo. And people go, hey, what's that? And then, you know, people get worried that this could be a glitch in the full game when it's really something that could be ironed out if they had the time to do that.
that's a fair point.
I have mixed feelings on that.
This is yeah, I was going to say, this is like the only statement from Bethesda that I was a little like, you know, this, I mean, come on. Like, come on.
You have a huge fucking team. You can put 10 people to the side to say, all right, here's our vertical slice. Let's make it look good. You don't have to just say, okay, quick, turn on game capture. We got to get this out there. Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how the internals work, but that sounds more like an excuse.
I know there's more. There's definitely more to it, but I wouldn't say that it would, personally, my honest opinion, I could be entirely wrong, that it wouldn't take much if someone showed up with an HD PVR, set it up, said, hey, can we record this area for 2 minutes? 2 minutes. Okay, we recorded it. Hey, you, can you come here for a second? We just need your voiceover. Takes like a couple of hours to get the proper commentary, so there's no rushing, there's no stuttering, there's no, you know, you're concise with everything, you explain everything in full. And that's it. I don't think that takes away from development time much.
And 2 minutes would make everybody happy. If we could see 2 minutes of this game, we would be happy. Hell, if they put out the Gamescom that was already made sure that it worked, we would be happy with that. We just want to see something that isn't recorded between people's shoulders with terrible, terrible glare.
Yeah, I'm not complaining that we haven't seen much, because we've seen a lot of this game. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like this explanation, I'm not saying it's bullshit, but I'm just saying, like, and that's why I don't work at a development place, you know, I don't get it.
Like, I used to, like, do a course in, like, games development, and whenever we would ask teachers about advertising games, they would always just respond with, oh, you should always show as little gameplay as possible and only once. And when we would ask, they would just say, oh, that's just like the status quo.
Interesting.
I think it's more to do with that you don't want to release so much so when people get the game they're a bit underwhelmed, or they've set their expectations to a level where it can't be met by the game that it is actually released. And I think Bethesda is trying to be really, really careful with that. We did saw, like, everyone can agree, we saw a lot of gameplay at E3. It was a 30-minute segment, I think, for the Bethesda bit, and 10 minutes of that was Fallout Shelter and Pip-Boy shit. And then most of it was gameplay and Todd describing the game. And obviously, people wanted to see the QuakeCon footage, the Gamescom footage, which, by the way, those were the two same video clips. What was that Gamescom? Was that QuakeCon?
Yeah, people don't seem to get that.
Yeah. So,
which is weird because he said, "Oh, nobody's going to see this," from what I understand. So that was odd.
It was just unfortunate that it was leaked. But look, if you want to see more of that gameplay, you know, feel free to look at that gameplay between two people's shoulders. That's fine. But you can understand, at least I'm trying to play devil's advocate and see from Bethesda's side, if they release too much, it's all about managing expectations, and whenever you release something and then you have the entire internet nitpick it, you have to have a backup for everything. So it increases Pete Hines' job, because one video clip means another 20 interviews, means another 100 questions from journalists. It does make it that harder from that perspective.
Mm-hmm. I get the. Well, I mean, you look at the launch. Sorry, that's my cat. You look at their teaser trailer. You look at the teaser trailer they put out, and just from that, they had so much go up, not just because, oh my god, they announced Fallout 4, but, oh, what about these animations? Oh, what about these graphics? Oh, what about this location?
Yeah.
And so I get you on that. I guess you do have to see all the stuff that's under it.
That was before the big reveal, though, where they knew that questions would be answered. They answered the question of the setting, the voice protagonist. That was a big question. Was this a new engine? Like, all that was answered. They were really prepared for that. It was more so the questions that were left afterwards with these new demos and that the public can't really get access to.
Well, think of it this way, right? Every time they release a demo or some sort of gameplay, it takes away from the development team, not just to prepare the video and the gameplay, but it's also Pete Hines and whoever's being the marketing guy has to talk with the developers, get all of this information because they're not involved in the development. They need to know the nuanced questions that journalists might ask and the issues that they might raise. So it does take a long time, especially when they do now have a release window. And every developer should be working on that and getting the game out. Bug fixing and whatever. So it does take away from it. So I can understand why there is that balance. And just imagine if the QuakeCon footage was released in its proper form by Bethesda, it would get more attention than what it has now. Because, it's just on Pornhub now or whatever. That you're going to get more people viewing it if Bethesda officially releases it. Then journalists are going to cover it more so. So it's a lot more work for them, especially when they're trying to get the game out by November 10. So I'm okay with there not being any more gameplay. Plus, you kind of want it to be a surprise and not have anything spoiled.
But what we have to take into account is one thing, though, and that's that Bethesda, their official Fallout Facebook page responded to someone asking when we're going to see QuakeCon gameplay, and they did say stay tuned.
Yeah, so that was like...
We're almost definitely going to see it. It's just
but see,
probably
that could
holding
be a miscommunication. It's
you
a tough
can't
one.
mistranslate that.
You can't No, I'm saying a miscommunication between whoever runs the social media account, which is different. It's not Pete Hines. They're different people. And then between those who actually make the decision. So they could have said stay tuned, and maybe they shouldn't have said that, one, or two, maybe they say stay tuned, but in the end, nothing's going to happen. Because maybe stay tuned is, we still need to talk to some people, still need to see whether we're going to release it eventually. So, who knows? But my thinking is that if we were going to see that Gamescom gameplay officially, we would have seen it by now. It would have been released almost like a day or two after the gameplay was leaked. So, all the attention would have gone to that video, as opposed to going to Pornhub and shit.
Well, I think they're going to PAX Prime as well. I remember Pete saying something on Twitter about like another plane trip, so I assumed it was the upcoming PAX Prime. So say they are there. I mean, that's a straight public convention, much like the others. But I just feel like, that would be the convention that maybe it would go public, like during one of these conventions where they're like, you see like video boards outside the Fallout 4 booth that are like playing this gameplay. It's available to the public outside it as well. That's how I kind of imagine it as well, perhaps. But that's just my assumption. I don't even know if they're at PAX Prime. I never looked.
I wonder if we'll be seeing, if they do go, I wonder if we're going to be seeing that special footage. Because I know they said they'd be rolling out the special videos, and we've yet to see any of that. So if anything, we're going to be seeing special for sure.
Those are going to be important. Because they're going to show what the skills do. Todd Howard's like, they're important to watch because they hint at what each skill or what special stat does.
I wonder what strength does. God,
I keep fucking refreshing the Fallout 4 website so I can see if those promotional videos have been released yet, because they look like they'd be a bit of fun. I reckon Bethesda's going to have fun with it like they did with the Fallout 3 ARG that they had with those. I don't know if you guys remember it. Do you guys remember in the lead up to Fallout 3?
I got Fallout 3 after launch, actually.
I read about it.
Yeah. Anyway.
What was it?
It was pretty much just like the Vault Boy cartoons, and it pretty much setting the context for Fallout 3, but in like a comedic way. Do you know how, with the Vault Boy, they're usually funny videos? So they had that... I don't know what you would call it, like a marketing campaign of that in the lead up to Fallout 3. So they could have something similar with the special videos. I think that's what they're doing.
Okay. They did have some Vault-Tec ARG in there, if I remember correctly, though. They did. Not like Bungie levels, like the ilovebees.com level shit, but it was still pretty neat. They got detailed into it.
Mm-hmm. Next is a little off topic, but it's still something I feel would be some entertaining podcast talk. Fallout Shelter ads are appearing on Tinder that are legitimately being promoted by Bethesda on their Twitter. They say,
"Oh my god,
it's hilarious. I get it, but I need to know why they're investing in this type of promotion."
It's very smart. How much attention is it?
Because everyone's talking about it, and
exactly.
I'm like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I know, but I'm just thinking like, Oh god, I just don't get it.
Thought of that. Like, I want to shake the hand of the man that said, "Hey, Pete, let's go put this shit on Tinder. I think that'll be a great market for us."
Pete just like with his fucking just leaning against like a chair, just like what the fuck?
What's Tinder?
What's a Tinder?
No, that's actually hilarious. I'm not on Tinder because my girlfriend would cut my throat, but just for science, I might go on there.
Baby.
Oh god, Tinder's so bad. I was telling John Tinder stories last night. It's so fucking bad.
My God.
All right, I'll tell you guys a story. Okay, it's a good
please.
story. It's the one that I told you, John. So,
Okay,
John,
good. No, this will be good.
So, this is when I was single, and I was like, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go on Tinder because I just need pussy. And so I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
and
fair enough.
And so met this really attractive woman. I'm like, cool. We're talking about stuff, and long story short, she's like, yeah. So what do you think of this dress? And it's a prom dress. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty dress. That's cool. She's like, you should take me. I'm like, haha, like, that's funny because I just met you. And she's like, no, I'm serious. I'm like, you're serious? Like, she's like, no, please, like, I need a prom date. No one's asked me yet. Can you take me? I'm like, we just met off Tinder. I'm not taking you to fucking prom. Oh, I couldn't believe it. That was like the cutting point for it. I was like, I'm done with this app. This is so weird. I'm not.
Just uninstall the whole.
You either meet girls like that or girls who have daddy issues. I swear. Don't go on Tinder.
If they even are girls.
Okay, all right. While we're on the topic, I talked to 3 different girls there. That was one of them, the story I just told you. The other 2 had really bad daddy issues. Trust me, it's I'm not saying everyone on Tinder is bad. Noah's on Tinder. He's a good guy. But honestly...
Ladies, check him out.
Yeah, but honestly, it's just not a quality place, in my opinion. It's too easy.
Yeah, I feel you.
Going on to the other end of the spectrum, though, some Fallout 4 news.
Yep.
This is actually personally my favorite news of the week. I want to talk about this in a video. According to a tweet from Cal Bagdenev, he's actually the Fallout 4 voice director and one of our guests next week, along with Courtney Taylor.
Woo.
Oh, I hate you.
Enon Zur will be back to create music for Fallout 4.
Yes!
Yeah, right?
I wanted to hear that.
Honestly, dude, I was on Twitter and he's like, I didn't know if it was Enon Zur. I kind of sounded like his work, but he was like, this is a great fan recreation of Enon Zur's Fallout 4 main theme. And I'm like, oh shit, so he worked on that. So he's back for the game to create music. I was like, awesome.
Yeah,
his stuff is great.
Sweet.
I love Enon Zur. I ripped all the audio files off of the Fallout 4 game file. And I play those whenever I'm like doing homework or shit because they're so good.
What I'm hoping though is that hopefully, because it's happened with Fallout 3 Enon Zur music, we can put the gameplay on, have Enon Zur music in the background, and we don't get content ID'd for it. I fucking hope so. Because
as long as you talk over it, you're fine and mix it.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't always talk over it, and all they need is like 4 seconds.
That's why I just mute it.
You know what? We'll figure out a way. Because I love that Enon Zur music.
Yeah, I agree. Below 20 decibels and just make sure you're fucking talking the whole way through. You're fine.
Dude,
that's a YouTuber trick. Like, I read about it. Like, a bunch of YouTubers in a thread. Like, I've seen popular YouTubers say it. Like, everyone is like 20 decibels or lower and just talk over it and you'll be fine.
Oh, wow.
Unless you're Angry Joe, then you'll put clips from a movie and somehow not get flagged for that.
I don't know. I've wondered how he gets away with that.
Well, yeah, because Angry Joe gets pissed.
Channel, but I don't fucking get it. Oh man!
Oh my god!
Love it.
Joe, please, how do you do it?
I know why he doesn't get flagged. So there's a difference between managed channels and affiliated channels. So if you're an affiliated channel, which I believe myself and Maddie are, we're caught by the Content ID system. Angry Joe isn't. So if someone wants to send a copyright claim to him, they have to do it manually. They can't use a bot to do it. That's the difference.
Yeah, I'm not. None of us are popular enough to be like, I have a lawyer, fuck you.
Yep.
Wait, no, for real though, does Bethesda get bitchy if you use Fallout music on there? 'Cause I know they're really casual.
They're pro YouTuber. It's fine. Yeah, it's Enon Zur's work though, or is it Einon or Enon?
Enon Zur.
I say Einon, but
Einon.
Yeah.
Is it Einon?
I doubt even he knows.
I'm asking Lone because he said it differently.
I say Einon, but I have a weird accent, so don't ask me.
I heard weed accent.
But what was I saying? It's his work, so he can claim it. But it's weird because sometimes I've only had it claimed one time, and it said Fallout 3 Explore 3 music. I'm like, what the fuck? This isn't even the name of the track. Like, this is almost claimed by some fucking random guy who posted the video of the track. So it's really up in the air. It's just, you kind of have to just make sure you're voiced over it, and you'll be fine.
Don't turn up the volume all the way and only have that playing with like...
That's what happens. Because I thought like I was safe, and like I pre-uploaded a video one time, and like I had a copyright notice, and so I just, you know, what's good about YouTube now is that they give you a notice. They don't give you a strike. They let you know, like, hey, you're not going to generate revenue off this video. It's going to go to the creator unless you make changes with it. And so it's like, okay, I'll go back and make a quick change with it, and that's it. Instead, you know, of back then.
Even I had that, like...
Strike! Fuck your channel, man!
I had gameplay from Twitch.
Made that change, because I know that was hurting a lot of content creators, especially the bigger ones.
Well, see, I had gameplay from Twitch, and after I was done streaming, you know how there's an upload to YouTube option, so I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And then as soon as the video's done processing, I saw that there was a copyright claim on it. I'm like, holy shit, they work fast. Like, it's that automated system, as good as it is for people that have, you know, copyrighted music they want to protect, if there are a lot of false flags, that's when it becomes an issue. So I don't know. Anyway.
They also implemented a good system that allows you to edit audio in YouTube, so you don't have to delete it and remove it. And also, like, cut out clips from the video itself. Like, remember when YouTube initiated that thing where you can't have visual promos anymore? Like, of like trailers and stuff before your videos?
Shit, for real? Oh
yeah, I used to have, before my reviews, I used to have a deal with this company, and I just put a quick 5-second thing in front. It would say like offgamers.com, and that would be it. And YouTube implemented the service. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to get, you know, banned for this. So I had to can the partnership, and I trimmed all my videos, and it's fine now. You know,
I remember doing that. I remember I created an intro using this website, which I wasn't sure about the copyright details. So to be safe, I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna trim about 50 of my videos.
That's what I did. I went through almost 30 fucking reviews. I'm like, this is so awful.
I know.
Oh, that sucks.
Feel your pain. Anyway.
Man. Next piece of news. Bethesda is shutting down BethBlog and officially moving over to Bethesda Net.
What?
Yay!
Oh, that's news to me. That explains why I couldn't find their Twitter, but shit. Alright.
That's why, like, I was trying to go onto BethBlog the other day and it was fucking up, so maybe that's why. But I want to go onto Bethesda Net right now and see what the dealio is.
Yeah,
it's
right now.
News service, they like kind of revealed at E3 where they're like, this is where you're going to get like the official information and everything from our official website, basically.
Select what country, international or United States. Go fuck yourself.
Bullshit about my age.
Oh yeah, I like the layout of it. It's really streamlined.
Oh wow, this is nice.
Fallout 4.
It's better. It's better looking than BethBlog, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying BethBlog was bad, but in comparison to Bethesda Net, it's so much better.
This is very streamlined. I enjoy this.
Yeah, it's a good layout. Steven, you've been awful quiet over there. I hope you didn't fall asleep on us.
Yeah. You know, between being quiet and not actually knowing how to comment on some of the things that you've been talking about.
We're very talkative.
Feel free to interrupt me. We interrupt each other on this podcast.
This is like Fox News. It's just constant interruptions.
Fucking shit.
Jeez, it ain't that bad. We're not screaming at each other for saying one thing wrong.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it's not quite as... Yeah, okay. I'll keep it.
That's probably in my top 5 things I've ever heard you say.
Trust me, I could have taken it further, but I don't want to get you, like, taken off of YouTube, so...
Oh, God.
I don't have strong feelings towards Fox News. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I already see where this is going. Back down.
That's excellent.
Alright, continuing. From Fox News. I mean, whatever we were on.
Radio podcast.
So, alright, we like Bethesda Net. Is there anything else we want to say on Bethesda Net?
I'm just looking at it right now. That's why I'm not talking about it.
Release Fallout 4 early, please.
Right.
Scribe, settle down.
Steven, save this podcast. What do you think of Bethesda Net?
I haven't actually been to like.
Go on it right now. Go on it right now. That's what I'm doing. Bethesda Net.
All on the same page, Steven.
Well, I'm on Bethesda Net now, but I was just saying that you said that there was a previous site they had that I've never heard of.
Oh, the Beth blog, yeah.
Yeah, Beth blog.
Yeah, it's where they just like, they well, it's in the name. They post blogs there on stuff like when they're like moving on to our next adventure. I'll never forget that post. I'm like, they might be doing Fallout 4 officially now. And I was back in like 2013. I think April 2013. I saw that. I was like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
2 years.
See,
Oh,
Bethesda,
God,
they've gone through a bit of a rebranding. Like on their Twitter, they're now just Bethesda.
Bethesda
They've got
Studios,
Bethesda.net.
Bethesda.
Yeah, it's been interesting. But yeah, I love this website.
I think they're doing it now while their game's announced, because if they did all this during like a span of when a game was unannounced, everyone would be
Nobody
like,
would
holy
know.
fuck,
Yep.
what's going on, man? What are they doing?
Yep.
They're making big changes. This connects to Elder Scrolls 6. It's happening.
Fallout 5. Fallout 5 is official. And all of their links are linking me to Bethsoft.com though. Like it's taking you back.
My door's open right now. And I'm like, I flipped out in my chair when I did that. I don't know why. Like I just rolled around in my chair. I looked like such an idiot.
That doesn't surprise
Speaking
me,
of
really.
idiot, Fallout Shelter fun facts from its debut month. Are you guys ready for this? I'm probably going to stutter a lot because there's a lot of numbers.
Right, go on.
Bring it.
All right, here we go. There were 85,391,869 vaults created, which could house the entire U.S. population with room for everyone. See, there you go. Stutter. Told you. 81,996,694 babies were born in these vaults, which would require 1.5 billion ounces of baby formula. 29,076,178 hours played, which when going at a speed of 36,000 miles per hour would allow you to round trip from Earth to Mars 10,863 times. 1,082,650,875 sessions played. 64,913,105 dwellers explored the wasteland. 20,953,309 dwellers died while exploring the waste.
That's pretty good survival rate.
I'm not done.
Don't hurt yourself, Matty.
119,536,580 fires started, which could heat the sun 6,932 times. 118,778,049 rad roach infestations, which is an infestation so big it could wrap around Pluto twice.
Nice.
And finally, there were 41,868,100 raider attacks. I'm gonna breathe now.
Okay. Thank you, algebra teacher.
Yeah, hey, how you going, Matty? You alright?
Yeah. No one thought that was really cool. Like,
No,
are you
I
kidding?
find that really... What I don't find cool is I want to know how many Deathclaw attacks there have been, because I have not had a
Yes.
Deathclaw attack yet. I legit have not. It's weird.
It's fun.
I
I
uninstalled
saw a
before
post on
Death
Sugar
Boss
Bombs complaining about it. They said they happen too much. I'm like, I barely get attacked.
I
If I
have
do, it's
one. And they're like, oh, apparently if you have the radio studio, Deathclaw attacks are more likely. I'm like, I have like the most ultimate upgraded radio studio, and I have not had one attack, so I don't know.
I've heard they do increase
Wait,
raider.
radios, like radio broadcasts, like increased Deathclaw attacks?
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
sit there
Apparently
listening to
Deathclaws are
radio.
super intelligent and listen to GNR.
they are.
They're sick of hearing Johnny guitars. Turn off fucking Johnny guitar. Maybe they
My
want to attack.
Johnny.
And it's all Skype.
Great song. Love
Oh.
it. The only song in New Vegas that I liked to hear when it came on. But that's a different story. New Vegas had shit songs.
Big iron on his head.
Big
Big iron on his hip.
Fuck.
Did you guys hear that other song off the album that like everybody said was from the perspective of Texas Red? Like
No.
it's off of the same album, and it's like instead of being from the perspective of the Lone Rider or whatever, it's from the perspective of the bandit, and it's
That's
not
interesting.
Texas Red. It's like right after it, and it's not about Texas Red, but it's basically the same guy because he has like 21 notches on his pistol or whatever.
You're gonna
It's
have
really
to
cool. It's like a
link me
2-minute
that.
song, but
Link me that.
yeah, it has a lot of feels too. Like holy shit, it's sad.
Sweet.
A lot of
Sweet.
feels.
Can we talk about the
But
music
go on.
that could be in Fallout 4? I really hope that there's like 50 tracks on the radio stations. I really do.
Which is so weird. They up like there's DLC, free DLC that adds new music circulation.
That's why
Oh,
I'm so
yes.
happy they haven't said a thing about the radio. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to know a damn thing about this radio station in Fallout 4. Aside from like the leaked scripts that came out in the end of 2013, I think. Honestly, oh man, God, I can't wait to just discover all the music. I really hope I imagine they will, but I really hope, I know this is a cheap one, but they bring in Atom Bomb. Perfect song, dude. I know that was in New Vegas
Adam
Conrad
baby,
DLC.
Adam da, da.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in my head now.
such a good song. I want her in my wigwam. I'm like, yes, perfect.
I hear that, I just like wake up happy.
That's like
Seriously.
the first time that we partner with Dog Meat. That song just plays in the background and we're killing people
Please.
together.
That's my alarm. Like I wake up to that in the morning. I'm not even joking.
But it's such like a perfect Fallout song. Like, how is this never in a Fallout game? It had to be modded in. Atom Bomb, baby. Atom Bomb. Like,
I know, right?
It's a missed opportunity on Fallout 3's part, like straight up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's one of the things where like they ship the game and then the very next day one of like the sound producers hears that on the radio and he's like, shit.
I knew I should have included this.
Yeah.
While listening to A$AP Rocky, he's like, fuck, man.
That's awesome.
Anyone have any good ideas?
A$AP Rocky samples Atom Bomb and it's like, oh, okay.
Good ideas for music?
I got that purple atom bomb. Smoking. I don't know.
Go on, Matty, keep
Dude,
going.
if you listen to A$AP Rocky, he raps about... I listen to him all the time. It's like he's got a rapping checklist. I get my dick licked. That's a common line.
Right.
He's got to rap about something being purple, and you have to get that guy in there who goes like the really deep voice. I'm like,
Yeah.
every song.
The only rapper I listen to is Lil Dicky and he's like whiter than everybody here.
Shut up for a second. Little Dicky.
Who the fuck is
Lil
Lil
Dicky?
Dicky?
Dude, he was on top. He's the #1 album on Billboard 200 for like a week straight the other day. He's like this Jewish white rapper that did comedy rap, and then he started rapping for real. And dude, no joke, check him out. He's like straight fire. He has a great flow, although he can be kind of a misogynistic like douche a couple times.
I love it.
Great.
But he's straight fire, dude. No joke. Shout out Lil Dicky. Check it out.
Okay, so we went from what song should be in Fallout 4 to me making an A$AP Rocky version of Atom Bomb to Little Dicky.
Well,
Lil Dicky.
Look,
Anyone
honestly,
have any suggestions for Fallout 4's radio? How about that?
Okay. You go to Eric Todd Delm's Twitter account. There are fucking 100 examples of songs that should be in Fallout.
I feel like he's sharing shit that he knows is gonna be in there, like for real.
No, he's just a fan of the genre. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
he definitely. I bet, and it'll be coincidental, but I bet like a song or two he shared will definitely be in.
Yeah.
I bet they use him as like a reference for what they should put in there because he seems to know so much about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have people who specialize in that stuff about like atmosphere and whatnot. It's like that's part of the special thing about Fallout is even when you have the radio off, the ambient music has to match what you're doing.
Yep.
And people don't realize that because they always have the radio on, and it's such like an extra effort. And that's why like the older Fallouts are special. But there were times in New Vegas I used to turn because it uses the ambient music from Fallout 1 and 2.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, and so like in New Vegas, you turn off the radio and you listen to how they match up certain ambient music with the areas you're in. It's really interesting.
It's fantastic.
That's interesting.
The one sort of gripe that I had in New Vegas was when you listen to the ambient music and you'd like come across a bloat fly and that weird banjo music would just start playing, interrupting the mood.
I agree. I remember
Jesus
that
Christ! I was getting immersed, and now you're playing this weird banjo shit.
Why aren't flies even in the game though? Like, real talk? If they were real, it'd be terrifying because they're shooting spiked larvae at you. But in the game, they're just there to be fucking stupid.
Cazadors? Or?
No, blowflies.
Blowflies.
Yeah,
No,
I guess
blowflies.
I don't Cazadors, man. Holy shit, they're fucking.
No,
Because that was what I was thinking of. I know the difference, but I was just thinking like Cazadors are on my mind. When you said annoying little shits, I'm like, that's a Cazador.
I almost stepped barefoot on a tarantula hawk wasp last year. Like
Oh,
it's
God.
it's based off of, and I was walking barefoot through my lawn, and I looked down right before I stepped down, and there's like one the size of my hand right under my
Holy
feet.
shit.
I'm not even lying. I didn't go outside for like a week after that. Like, nah.
Just like sitting
I
down
didn't-
crying in the corner.
I've looked them up, and honestly, they're the most terrifying looking thing. In fact, I'll never forget. I think it was like about a year and a half ago. Like some scientists were reporting on the tarantula hawk, and they has like something on it, and it's just incredible how fucking giant these things are in real life. I'm like, and I didn't know about them at the time. This wasn't like when I was like not crazy about the lore. And so like, yeah, this is before like I really studied the lore. So when I saw it, I'm like, holy fuck, Cazadors are real. Everybody run. Like, holy shit.
Fucking
You
casual.
see one and you start hearing that annoying ass fucking poison sound
Yeah. Oh,
just for the rest of the day.
They're gonna kill you while you
No,
sleep.
When I found out that Doctor What's His Face made the Kaz doors, I was like, you
Oh,
little.
yeah,
Shit.
from Big
I
XP.
killed him. Yeah, no, I killed him just because he made the Kaz doors. Like, no joke. Because you made these things? Nah, bang.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, you fucking cocksucker. Like, they put you in here so I'd be mad at you. I am mad at you. You're right. I'm gonna shoot you.
Hey, Dr. Zero was voiced by the guy who voices Rusty Venture in Venture Brothers, which I didn't realize until when I played back through it the other day. And I was so happy because I love that show, and when I recognized his voice, I was like, hey!
Back on track.
Yeah.
Bethesda has revealed an official art book for Fallout 4, which will be done by Dark Horse Comics, a personal, in my opinion, very good choice of people to work with. It will release on December 22nd this year and will feature never before seen images as well as commentary from the developers.
Ooh.
Cannot wait. I'll buy it. That's like another $500.
That's another $35, yeah.
Oh, I had money.
I bought it. But I'll say this much. I literally bought it today. I originally saw the art book. I'm like, I mean, I can live without an art book. But then I saw the commentary from the developers part, which no one specified unless you like went in depth. And I was like, oh shit, I want to hear what they have to say about certain things about like the Fallout universe, like just in general. And now I can see it. They're going to release a separate making of Fallout 4 video, and I'm going to want to buy that.
I'm not going to have enough money. There's so much money.
I don't have any money. I spent all of my money on other Fallout
I do, but I swear I spent like $400 plus on just shit for Fallout 4. Bethesda, please.
Wow, I wish I had $400 to spend. I'm broke.
Can we just... I got all the Pop Boys. I bought the game twice, and I'm probably going to have to buy it a third time.
God.
Guys, no, for a moment of silence for all of the people who are now broke. Thanks to this fucking game and all of its
money.
I'm gonna go through the list. I'm gonna go through the list.
Yep.
Pop figures and a shirt, which suck my fucking cock, Bethesda.
You still don't have it.
I ordered this in June on launch day. Where is it? It's made now. Stop lying to me, Bethesda.
I would ask where.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like.
And they're like, it's currently back ordered. I'm like, suck my dick. I was one of the first ones. It's not fucking back
Hey,
ordered.
Matty, I actually have all of the figurines on my mantelpiece right now. Yeah. They're in the original packaging too. You'd be jealous.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be there like probably by launch day. I'll get my shit. All right, so I got all my pop figures and a shirt. We'll pretend I have those. Okay.
Yep.
The anthology.
Yep.
Pip-Boy edition.
Yep.
Laser replica edition.
Yep.
What else is there? Art book. I'm looking around my room trying to think of stuff. Am I missing anything here?
No, I think you've covered it. Making of. I don't know.
I hope they announce some pre-order bonuses, and I know we were just talking about like day one DLC isn't great, but if it was like cosmetics or a poster or some shit like a lot of games do, dude,
it makes New Vegas so easy mode when you spawn with the armored vault.
Yes.
Yeah,
the jumpsuit I think it is, and like all the mercenary grenade launcher and shit. I'm like, it's a little easy.
Like, even give me like a little bracelet for like a little rubber band bracelet for pre-ordering. Like, give me something.
That'd be so funny.
I reckon what they'll do though is you will go pick it up day one, and they'll just have a bunch of free posters. Like if you're at a GameStop or EB Games or whatever, I think that's what'll be. Okay.
Why not the Steam though? R.I.P.
Oh yeah, my Steam copy. Right, that's a third copy of the game right there.
Hey, Bethesda,
why do you have physical copies too?
Bethesda, if you want to give me a review copy a day early, just let me know. Just fuck.
Oh, not a day early. Give me a fucking week early. I need time with this game, man.
I need to analyze the lore. Can you please send us like all three of us? We'll all work on it together.
Yeah, we'll use the same key.
Yeah. Just like let us do it. Copy paste the key and like redeem it all at once, so the system doesn't have time to detect that it's been used.
Yep.
Like,
oh man, imagine that worked.
don't give him ideas.
Somebody's gonna listen to this podcast and try that.
Let's just end this conversation now. Anytime we talk about early copies of Fallout 4, I get anxiety because like I really fucking need an early copy of this fucking game for our channels, and I just get.
You want the Pip-Boy edition? Shut your mouth.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's
as content creators, you don't want to rush through the game, but you need to make videos for the game.
Like essentially,
just to like talk about it.
Like the perfect scenario would be we get the game early enough, so literally as soon as as the embargo is lifted, we have a review video out then and there. That's the perfect scenario, but it's probably not going to happen. This game is just too big.
Does Bethesda do that? Like, did they do that with Skyrim?
I wouldn't rush it for a review. I'd play through it normally. If my review's not done, it's not done. I don't plan on flying through this game.
But see, that's the thing. If we got it a week in advance, I think we could get it done. If we played it like solidly every day, I think even just playing it normally, we'd get the game done in that week. Like, at least the main story, enough for a review. That's
I don't want to fly through a main story.
No,
I want
just stop flying through, Matty. You know what?
No, enjoy it. Stop and smell the roses, Matty. Shit.
It's a week. It's a week. That's 7 times 24. How much is that? All right. It's fucking...
Okay, I do have to sleep.
It's 176.
And masturbate, so I don't have fucking
Wait, is it 176? I'm losing my mind. 24.
How long does it take you to shit, man?
No, 168. My math is shit.
Well, how long does it take me to shower, John? About a half hour.
There you go.
What are you doing in that shower, bro?
You gotta get your fun sessions in. You gotta. Well, plus, there's over 140 hours of content.
Yeah. I'm intentionally visiting my girlfriend early before Fallout 4 comes out, so I have time to play.
Oh yeah, like I've told my girlfriend.
So when she's trying to schedule visits, I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I'm busy.
I've told my girlfriend like in November. All right, I'm a shadow.
I have like scheduled a week of hermit-like seclusion with my girlfriend months in advance. I told her when this game comes out, you're not gonna hear from me for a long time.
Do you know what my girlfriend's
I'm gonna lay out like
response?
little Easter egg things to keep her busy, you know. So she's like following like traps and puzzles to like treasure. So she's busy. She's not really thinking about me. She's not wondering why I'm like disappeared all of a sudden.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's like even if you came and visited me, I'd probably smell so bad. Like I'm not gonna be showering.
Go have a shower, bro. Shit.
That's what I was saying. When you said 24 hours a day for 7 days a week, I mean, I gotta, like I said, shower, bathroom, fun times, you know. That.
Yeah, you gotta keep checking Pornhub to see if there's any new updates for Fallout.
That's excellent.
I mean, all right. Yeah, a week will do. But like, oh god. Oh, I would just post a selfie with that case every day to torture people. I'd be that guy.
Yeah.
I would be messaging you. Like, I'd be on Skype.
What's it like holding the case? How does it feel?
Oh god.
All right. Final piece of Bethesda news. And it's a doozy. Bethesda responds to the criticism that Fallout 4 has received about its graphics and
Sorry.
You don't need to respond to that, Pete. Don't like lower yourself to those people's standards.
Anyway, let's hear it. What did Pete say?
I don't have the specific quotes written down, but I figured because it was like, Lone, you read the.
I did. I made a video on it. So essentially, Pete Hines.
I watched it.
He was like
a huge video.
He was like, all right, look, we understand that there are people criticizing the graphics, okay, but you can't please everyone. We just do what we're gonna do, and then if people like it, blah blah blah, that's it. So they just, I don't want to say it's not that they don't give a fuck, but they're happy with the fact that some people don't like the graphics.
They're not being intimidated by the fans, which is nice.
Really?
Well, and I mean, and they said, and it was a long time ago too, like around E3, they said the graphics aren't as great because if they were as great, we couldn't put in all the stuff we want to put. Because, you know, memory limitations and stuff. So it's not like it's, oh, we have bad graphics, get over it. It's, they might not be as great as a AAA title in 2015, but a AAA title in 2015 isn't going to have all the stuff we have in our game.
Yeah.
So take it or leave it.
You got to remember, like, also, the reason they probably don't, I don't, like Lone said, I don't want to say not care, but they don't really worry as much about the graphics is because Todd already says, like, everyone at Bethesda Game Studios plays games. And if you're someone who plays video games and truly appreciates them, that you know that it's not always about the graphic style. It's just about what you're doing in the game, the story, that stuff. So that's probably why they're like, whatever, these people who are complaining about the graphics can fucking blow us, because quite honestly, it doesn't matter to us. Because we play games and we know what actually matters in a video game.
What I think is unfair is that people are drawing these comparisons, and the number one comparison that I see is with The Witcher 3. And I'm like, look, all right, I understand. Witcher is a beautiful game, but it is not going to be as big, near as big as Fallout 4, which is why when you have a game as big as Fallout, you need to make sacrifices in the graphics department, so the fidelity is not going to be there. And Fallout has never been a super realistic looking game with hairworks and boob physics and shit. It just doesn't, like literally, Fallout has always been that stylized cartoony game, whether people actually realize it or not. Look at Fallout 1 and 2, look at 3 and New Vegas. They haven't been realistic. Like, honestly, like,
Not at all.
look at the facial features and the models. They're not realistic. If anything, they're more on the cartoony or stylized side of the scale. And when people are trying to say, oh, well, it should look more like Witcher, we're like, no, it should look more like Fallout because it's a fucking Fallout game. Anyway.
I mean, the graphics are good enough for it's like when I'm looking at the game and I'm imagining myself currently at least playing it, you know, it's believable. Like, I think this is a living, breathing world. It's not like full cartoon.
Yeah.
I think the best comparison that can be drawn is like a much, much, much better looking BioShock. Like, it's kind of got that style. Like, I got that from you, Lone. Like, it's got that style in the sense of BioShock, like that art style, but it's all been like brought to life, like, in a believable sense. I don't know how
they
to
can
word
do it so much better with the modern generation of consoles and the newer PCs. I was telling Maddie, like, you look at the ghouls in Fallout 4, they're terrifying. That's because in 1 and 2, when they had the 3D rendered stuff, like for conversations, they did look fucking terrifying. And when I first started playing Fallout 3, I could never understand why all the in-game characters, like, oh, they're ghouls, they're so scary. Like, they looked normal, but that's because they couldn't render them to the quality to make them actually look like they're, holy shit, it's going to eat my face off.
Exactly.
Yeah, like in Fallout 1 and 2, they're much more, because, I mean, partially the graphic style actually helped in Fallout 1 and 2, because you couldn't fully render out models for everything. But, you know, the ghouls were pretty intimidating, and I forgot the name of the ghoul in Necropolis that you could talk to. He was kind of like an evil guy.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I think he was in like a church or something like that, but it had like prison cells and shit. Regardless, like, you know, stuff like that helped because then you got to see what they imagined ghouls originally close up when you talk to them and they brought up like the 3D rendering of them. And,
when they first brought that up when I played Fallout, I was like, holy shit, like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, damn, Fallout, that's a really fucked up looking guy. And
it
seems like Fallout 4 seems to take that in the right direction and make things look a little intimidating.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting sick though of this generation's, I guess, stigma with graphics. We need 1080p. We need 60 FPS. I'm like, that is not a new phenomenon. We've had 1080p 60 FPS for fucking years now. The fact is that I don't know why people are so obsessed with graphics. I don't.
It's because publishers have been trying to hype it too, because a lot of these games are really similar, and so to stand out, it's like, oh, well, we're offering higher fidelity, and I feel like the newest generation has grown up with that to the point where it makes them think that that's what a game is about, is how is this 1080p, is this, like you said, 60 frames.
But I think it's more with the media, like they're pushing this agenda. Like every time they have a Xbox One is 920p, 30 FPS article, it gets a lot of hits. And fine, like if that's good for your journalist website, that's fine. You know, I'm completely, I can see your point of view because I run a YouTube channel and views is a big component of that. But they keep pushing it to the stage where everyone is just getting into these petty arguments where if a game does not look like fucking Witcher or like Crysis, it gets shat on, and I think that's completely absurd.
It doesn't deserve it.
No. What do you think, Stephen? Do you like the graphics in Fallout 4 or not?
I'm usually focused on gameplay because, well, my sort of gaming, or how I grew up with gaming was very weird. Like, I was playing Sonic and all that when Oblivion was out because I didn't have the internet and I thought that was graphically advanced. And then I was playing Morrowind when Fallout 3 came out and I thought that, wow, this thing's hot shit with its graphics.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I didn't discover Fallout
a little bit behind
3.
the times there, bro.
But see, I like that point of view because I know, like, there are so many different things that go into making a great video game, and people just need to realize that graphics and fidelity is just one component of that. You could have a really, 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 really fucking good looking game, and it can be shit. And the best example I can give is Rise, Son of Rome. I don't care how good that game looks, it's bland as fuck. That's where the difference comes.
The ending was cool.
Yeah, but it just wasn't what it built up to be, because Microsoft was like, oh, you know, Xbox One, it's so powerful, this is going to be a game that's going to represent that. And when they focused on that so much, they lost all of the other components that makes a great video game, like gameplay, funny enough, because we are playing video games. It's all about, you know, controlling a character with a controller or a keyboard and mouse. That's what matters most of all. But anyway.
You can make a game look pretty as you want, but if it doesn't have stuff in there, people are going to complain. Order 1886, It had gameplay, but not enough, and they sold it so much on its graphics where, yeah, it was fucking beautiful, but it was 6-hour game with like 4 hours of gameplay in it. You can't sell it just off of how pretty it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, please stop making interactive movies. We want to actually play games now.
Yeah, that's the perfect summation. I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
I don't see the big deal. Like, it's because like when people see graphics that aren't perfect, they complain. But then when they see games that are completely based off good graphics, such as Rise, The Order, and then they don't have gameplay, they complain. It's like, what the fuck do you want? Like, can you make up your damn mind? Yeah. Like,
and also
these
as well,
developers are confused, and that's why it's kind of a good sense when they're confused, because then they go, fuck this, and they make what they want.
Yeah, like, also as well, though, like, I don't know, and I'm not confident of this, but do you guys remember how at the Microsoft E3 conference, Todd Howard was like, yep, this is Xbox One gameplay. And then Bethesda released those unedited footage of the segments they used at E3, and that Microsoft segment was part of that same video clip, which is... I think to me, that means that every single gameplay that we've seen so far has been Xbox One. But that is just my guess.
Great.
Yeah, I think the trailer was
right.
PC.
Well, actually, like Maddie was talking about, there's all this footage in the library that you got from the Microsoft one, but I didn't watch it because I watched the first 30 seconds of the Microsoft conference, saw the exact same walking out of the vault gameplay from the full E3, and I was like, oh, this is just a rehash. I didn't realize there was new stuff because they did reuse the assets, which fact that
I think it was GameSpot did a comparison video. They were like, yeah, that's the Xbox One. We'll compare it to the PC one. I'm like, well, was that ever confirmed to be PC? They look the exact fucking same.
He said this is running on Xbox One. I believe he said that in the full Bethesda conference.
So I'm like,
and the fact that they're willing to do it on a console speaks volumes to their faith in the game.
They never outright said it. They might have been Microsoft. I don't remember that personally.
It was at the Microsoft conference. Todd Howard said that this was running on Xbox One. I'm pretty
that makes
confident
sense. I don't. Everyone, that's what it was. Because at E3, people were like, "Was this running on Xbox One?" Because you'd see like the controller scheme, and it would say like A, X, Y, B. And people were like, oh, is this game running on an Xbox One and this? That's where people were asking questions. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't the Microsoft conference. Obviously, it's got to be, we're playing on a PS4 at the Microsoft conference. Like, it's actually when you take a step back and look at it.
And then people need to realize that I keep mentioning things like this. YouTube compressed video, there's streamed gameplay, so that's more blurriness, and you can't compare what you've seen about Fallout 4 to your ultra-high PC game, like Witcher 3 or whatever, and compare it to those kinds of videos. It's not a fair comparison. Wait until the game is released and then judge. Otherwise, it's just not fair at all. But anyway.
Well, no, like you uncompress uncompress even the reveal trailer, like the announcement they did before E3. It looked It looked really like just if you watch it off of YouTube, but if you downloaded the 4K uncompressed version, oh my god, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, exactly.
World of difference.
Yep.
It truly is a world of difference though, because I remember seeing the reveal and like I didn't care about the graphics. I was just like, all right, cool. Like what I see.
Fallout 4, yes.
Yeah, Fallout 4, yes, exactly what I said. And then I saw a couple of viewers were tweeting at me like, hey, here's the uncompressed trailer, because there were graphics complaints obviously around from the remainder of the community. And so I was like, oh, let me take a look at this. And I downloaded it because I was like, I'll use this for my videos anyways. And I look at it and I'm like, Jesus, like there's such a fucking difference here.
It's like playing with an audio video cord compared to playing a console with like an HDMI cord. It's just absurd.
I used to actually, funny enough, it brings up an interesting story on how I could relate to that exact thing. I remember when I first got my HD TV, first ever HD TV, and I had my PS3, I got Dragon Age Origins for it.
Oh.
And a fucking gem of a game, dude. Beautiful fucking game.
Please
love
play
it.
That game.
That fucking main menu theme always gives me the feels. Anyways.
Kingdom Hearts 1 has a better one, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. Kingdom Hearts, dude, dearly beloved. Oh,
dearly beloved. Every single version, like goosebumps. Everyone, doesn't matter which game.
I fucking love it. Anyways, I remember hooking up my PS3 to my HD TV. My parents were like, yeah, it's better quality. You'll be able to play your games better. TV will look nicer. I'm like, awesome. I was in 6th grade at the time, so don't blame me for not knowing this much. But I hook up like the normal cables I originally had for my PS3, because it's not like how it was today where everything's HD, where my PS3 at the time came with, it shared, actually what happened was I bought just the console from GameStop, and it shared the same composite wires, I believe it is. That's red, white. Okay,
yeah.
It's red, white, yellow. Okay. And so it shared that with the PS2. So I just took my PS2 wires and hooked up my PS3. And I'm like, the game was all stretched and weird. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, I saw these other plugins. So I bought the component wires. I was like, awesome. And hooked that up and it was world of fucking difference. I'm like, this is beautiful, man. Like, it was exactly how I felt about Fallout.
Oh yeah, that's it. It gives games the true quality. Like when I found out what I was missing when I finally got an HD TV, I was like, how did I game for 5 years without this?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember unhooking my new HD TV for Christmas. I'm like, I can't play on this. It's so stretched and dark. And hooking up my old standard definition TV for like another 6 months. My mom's like, why have you not used your TV? Like, no one gets what you're doing with this. I'm like, well, Mom, look, it plays different quality. And she's like, because you're on the right wires. And she's like, I'm your mom and I know more than you on this. I'm like, oh, shit.
I can't play standard def like at all anymore. Like I go to my mom's house and all she has is standard def TVs. I watch Netflix because I can't game on that anymore. I'm spoiled.
Play PS2. Bring a PS2 over. That's how you play standard def.
Oh, dude, I gotta go back and play Super Bombad Racing. Best game ever made.
Play Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel.
Shut your whore mouth. We don't talk
We don't talk about that game. It doesn't exist.
Auto-banned. You've been auto-banned from the internet. Oh, God.
Anyway.
Okay, please change the topic.
Yeah.
All right, so, well, that was the rest of our news. So we're going to move on to our Bethesda Spotlight now, where we highlight something from any Bethesda game published or developed that we just want to talk about. Would anyone like to go first? I have one prepared if no one's ready.
Go ahead.
I want to put it on you. You have to go.
Okay.
Wait, me? Oh, okay. I can do it.
Oh.
I like putting people on the spot. Sorry.
I'll do it. I haven't actually been playing too many Bethesda games recently. I've been engrossed in a different game. I'll talk about it when we get to that section. But one of the things I was doing was I was writing a script for a curse video on Fallout New Vegas, and one of the sections that I did it on was the Matthews Husbandry Animal Farm. Do any of you guys know what I'm talking about with that?
Yeah, like I don't know the specific story behind it, but I remember that.
Oh, I do lore stuff, so I'm looking into the lore of this place. It is it's really hard to find creepy locations for Fallout New Vegas. Like
it is.
They don't do Obsidian didn't do visual narrative like Fallout 3 did. But anyways, it's just east of Camp Searchlight, and there's a burned down barn and a bunch of like starving animals there. And if you read a couple notes that are scattered around the farm, there's this little kid who lived there with his parents. And his parents went off to Camp Searchlight to go buy supplies, but they arrived there the same day the Legion dumped the radioactive waste. Mm-hmm. So they got turned into ghouls. And it's super fucked up because the kid's at the homestead for a couple days. He doesn't see his parents, so he decides to go over to Camp Searchlight to find them. And he finds them as ghouls, and they go to try to kill him. And so he has to shoot his parents because they were trying to eat him. And this kid's like, I can't imagine he's more than 8 or 9 the way he writes. So it's like super fucked up, and he comes back to the farm and he starts going crazy because he killed his family, and he thinks the animals are like plotting against him, and he burns the entire farmhouse to the ground with him inside to try to get away from the animals.
What the fuck?
I know.
Oh yeah, I remember that location.
In there, and I'll tell you what's creepier.
Okay, I know exactly where it is. I know exactly where it is. I did not know that story though.
Yeah, you can totally miss it. No, it gets worse though. There is a known glitch. Except I don't think it's a glitch, where if you're there, especially at night, all of the animals in the animal pens will turn hostile towards you. They're normally fine, but every now and then, if you collect all 3 notes, all of the animals turn hostile and try to kill you.
That's just like the kid. I recken that's intentional. That's gotta be intentional.
They call it a glitch because it doesn't happen every time, but there's no
fucking garage every time.
Oh. But no, that's my Bethesda spotlight. Just something that a lot of people missed. Thought I'd share because I didn't have anything else.
Yeah, fair enough. Steve, you have anything? Or have I put you on the spot?
Wait.
You sort of put me on the spot.
I love it.
We can wait, bro. Like, Matty has his bit.
Yeah, Matty, you want to go?
Actually, my parents are calling for me right now because my dinner is here, so I don't want to get interrupted in the middle of my spotlight. So
that's fine.
I told you guys I had one prepared.
Don't leave me alone on the podcast.
I'll go. Matty, go eat your fucking dinner.
Okay, thank you. I haven't ate since fucking 3, and it's for everyone wondering who's listening right now. It's 8 at night.
Different time zones.
Yeah, 5-hour difference. I haven't eaten 5 hours. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I got Big ZD calling my name.
Perfect. All right, so I'm just gonna talk about Fallout Shelter again.
Oh my god.
Well, look, I'm coming from a background where I'd never play mobile games, and the only reason why pretty much all of us got into this is because, well, it's a Fallout game, and we like Fallout, so we want to download it and try it out. But I'm surprised how addicting it is. Like, it's not one of those games where you can sit down for like an hour and play it. It's just not like that. It's one of those games where every once in a while you check it out, see what's going on, maybe send someone out to the wasteland, make some babies. Like, that's the kind of gameplay it is. But I think that's a good way to do it because I don't have enough time to sit there for an hour and do things. I only have enough time during the day just to check it periodically. And that's the charm, I think, of Fallout Shelter. It allows you to do that. Also, as well, it's not something that you need to buy lunchboxes for, or you need to buy handymans for. You can just play it normally, and you still feel like you're not being disadvantaged by that. Like, I haven't bought a lunchbox.
You can still get lunchboxes just by playing the game. It's not like Dungeon Keeper where you have to spend money.
Well, like, there was a challenge where, like, I hadn't gotten a lunchbox in a while, and then it's like, alright, now raise the special stat of 10 dwellers. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And I did it, and then I got a fucking Scribe Rothschild from the lunchbox. I was loving life.
You need to rename it Scribe Slendy. I'm telling you, man.
I saw your tweet, and I'm very, very tempted to rename him Scribe Slendy, but he's a legendary Vault Dweller, though. You don't want to rename him, right?
Legendary. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you even do that for legendary Vault Dwellers?
Can you?
Oh, that's a good question.
I need to check that. He's wandering the waste at the moment. He's collected like 3,000 caps, so I'm not recalling him to rename him. Put it that way.
The wastes? What? Why would you do that?
Because he's awesome. Like, he's used like 2 stim packs and he's been out for almost 2 days.
He's the shit.
He's the shit.
Do you guys have 3 Dog yet? By the way, like
no, I don't. Unfortunately,
I only have who do I have right now? Dr. Lee and Lucas Sims.
Oh, you have Lucas Sims? That's sick.
Yeah, I got them with like 2 packs.
Sorry?
The first special Vault Dweller I got was Alistair Tenpenny, and his charisma's just through the fucking roof.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I'm reinstalling the game right now. I swore I wouldn't, but screw it.
I swore I would have.
I deleted it when like my vault. I sent out all of my best Vault Dwellers. Immediately after that, a bunch of raiders attacked, and every single person died. And I was like, no, I'm done. It's stressing me out too much. I'm gonna reinstall it now.
I got a mole rat attack right now.
For me, my Bethesda spotlight is I've been playing Fallout 2 all week. I'll talk more about that in the next segment. But the part I wanted to highlight was I was at the den, and I was digging graves for a separate side quest. You could like literally find this ghost, and you can like give them their locket, and then they'll finally be put to rest, and then you can pick up their bones, and that would be it. But if you go that extra step and you pick up their bones and you bury it in one of the gravestones, you get some extra XP and, obviously good karma. And so I'm there digging graves for this side quest. I'm kind of looting them, and I'm inspecting the headstones. And I inspect one of the headstones, and it says, "Here lies Chris Avalone, king of the dance floor." And I thought that was hilarious.
That's nice. Guys, that fucking red roaches are killing me. What the fuck, bro? No!
Just a mini nuke. Don't be a pussy.
I'm trying. They're spreading.
Like, I hate when you have a huge vault and like there's an infestation in the far corner where nobody is, and you have to send everybody over there, and it takes forever.
Fucking hell. Come on,
Matty,
come on,
your Fallout spotlight's really cool. Yeah. No, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, Matty. Yeah.
It's not as great as you becoming a porn star, though. So, like, the fact you can do that is just the best.
It really is. It's funny as hell.
Are you a porn star, man?
They need to bring that back in Fallout.
Yeah, you can become a porn star in Fallout 2. If you're a woman, you can name the sex dolls after you.
Yep.
What?
At least that's what I heard. Yeah, I've heard. And this was on Reddit, so they're probably full of shit.
Fuck! I see. I took it from you, but you took it from Reddit.
No, but see, like there were people talking about it. Like it wasn't just some random dude on the bottom of the comments.
Okay.
It's a conversation. So I'm sure it's founded. If it's not, we'll get torn apart in the comments, and it's okay. We've already pissed off Reddit now. I guarantee it. But no, I've heard you can have the sex dolls named after you.
Scribe and Matty don't know lore. God, they fucking suck.
Hey, we know enough lore. It's okay.
Yeah.
Between us, we can make it through. Like I don't know, like Jeopardy.
Yeah, right.
Fallout.
We'd be
Jeopardy.
okay with Fallout Jeopardy. Pete, hit us up.
Steven, I know you're sitting there, sweat pouring down your head, but you gotta have a spotlight ready. I'm sure you're so nervous.
I do. You know the vault where the super mutants are being made in Fallout 3? I'm having a bit of a mental...
I believe.
Yeah, 87.
87.
You know, I remember breezing through Fallout 3 not being really scared, but the one thing that freaked the shit out of me was finding the failed FEV subjects.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
I like just opened one of the doors and seeing that, go, what the shit is that? Later on, freeing Forks, and then when, you know, you're getting him to get you the Gek, he's like, oh, my lesser brethren will come after you. And I'm like, what? Those things are gonna fucking get up and come after me? That was my first thought. I was just freaking the shit out.
That's great.
What's really fucked up is like the first people they experimented on were U.S. Army deserters. So like
Makes sense.
US
Like in
Army
the context of the universe, makes complete sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're okay like massacring their own civilians, they're probably okay with testing out on like, you know, the army.
Yeah.
Still messed up though. That's really messed up.
It really is.
The whole game, like seriously, if you look into the pre-war lore, it is like
so messed up from the start. It's like ending the world was almost a good thing.
People keep asking me like, "Hey, Slendy, tell me more about like what happened before the war." I'm like, everybody was fucked up and killed everybody else.
That sums it up nicely.
No, I mean, you could. How can you not tell by the vaults? Like,
yeah,
Vault one was an experiment.
Yeah, there was like 3 that were designed to work, and the only reason they were designed to work is because the Enclave were going to be in them. Like,
yeah. And I think like Vault 0 was like a hidden one for like the president or some shit like that at the time. What was it?
Like, yeah, it was the like the heads of everything.
Yeah, it was like the heads of all
Vault
tech.
0 was meant for like the most creative scientific minds.
Vault 0 was the creative, and then it was Vault City, I believe, that was supposed to house everybody else. Vault 0 had like the philosophers and the artists and all those people.
Vault City that's in Fallout 2. I remember I forgot their exact story, but they're probably the most successful vault because they came out and made a city around that vault.
Well, and they were huge too. Like, I would love to see Vault City like before it was turned into a city, because it was like an entire mountain, right? Like, it was goddamn enormous.
Yeah, it's a big area. So
the concept art of it is crazy.
Interesting.
Right. Anyways, sorry to lure sidetrack.
No, that's fine. It's fun.
That's much.
But that's the spotlight. Right. That's it. Sorry, I'm trying to eat at the same time because I'm sorry, I'm so hungry, but thank God pasta's like a silent food.
I can still hear you, Matty.
What? Why did you say something?
I can't hear anything. I can't hear
joking,
nothing.
dude.
Here.
I'm the guy that will eat noodles happily on a podcast and not fucking care.
Quote unquote eating pasta.
Well, I mean, it could be that dick we were talking about gargling, but I don't know.
Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. They were talking about that before the podcast. I'm just gonna fucking say.
No, we were talking about gargling dicks.
No, you were talking about it. I was fucking just like, what is going on?
First, Maddie said something about gargling dicks, and I was like, all right, let's continue.
I said gargle my balls. Lone said that's disgusting. Then John said I'd prefer gargling a bag of dicks. And I said, how can you gargle dicks? You can gargle balls if they're saggy enough, but not dicks.
These are the
And
things
Lone
we
was like-
talk about pre-podcast.
I was like, what the fuck?
Maddie, we really need to put on like we need to do clips of the pre-podcast sessions, because every single one I've been in
stream
has
the pre-podcast.
shit rated.
Yeah.
Please.
Also,
I've been in 3 podcasts, and the pre-podcast for every single one was just like
Fucked up.
absolute. Oh, I don't even know. Like, there are no words.
speaking of sexual sort of interpretations, when Maddie was listing off all of those statistics for the vaults, when he was talking about the babies and the ounces of something, my mind immediately
Baby
went to...
formula? Like, what the fuck?
Not to baby formula.
Like, scientists. Oh god.
It's so funny.
This is a sperm. Is that many children?
And speaking of sperm, in Fallout 2, you can actually get XP for donating sperm in Vault City. I thought that was one of the best side quests. They're like, yeah, we do selective breeding here, because I said, yeah, I noticed there aren't kids here. They're like, yeah, we do selective breeding. Our next breeding cycle is in a few years. And he's like, they're like, yeah, we like kind of choose from like the most keen minds or something like that.
Holy shit.
And then like my guy's like, can I donate? And he's like, sure, you know. And like it says like you leave and like, you know, you're alone for a little bit. And she's like, how'd it go? And he's like, he said something ridiculous back. It was just such a funny side quest though. It was so good.
That is the greatest thing.
Yeah. I'm surprised. It's something I've never seen anyone talk about. I'm like, this is...
Fallout 2 was so goofy though. Like Fallout 2 was just like, it wasn't not like the rest of the game, but it was a whole lot different.
It broke the fourth wall too many times for my taste.
Yeah. It was still, it's still a great game though. Like you still need to play it if you haven't.
Fallout New Vegas and its Night Stalker squeezings.
Yes.
I try not to think about that, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna drink whatever comes out of these when I milk them.
Moving on to the...
That's how milk is made though. Like think about it. Who thought, hey, here's a cow. I'm just gonna squeeze this and drink whatever comes out.
You have too much time on your hands, Scribe. Stop thinking about shit.
He's right though. I've thought of that myself. I'm like when I saw at like a farm someone milking a cow, I'm like, who the fuck thought of this first and thought this would be a good idea?
You guys realize why?
Let's drink this.
No, it's because fucking animals, like the child or, you know, the offspring will suck on the tit of the mother. Well, that's how they started to think about it.
This has some discretion, man.
I'm sorry.
No,
we don't.
It's natural. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
cows though. Like, why don't we milk horses or
he just suck on the tit? Like, God.
I don't
that's
milk
like if we're gonna be adults here, that's how they would have figured it out.
So talking about possible like dog lizard sperm is like okay, but when you're talking about sucking on nipples, oh holy shit!
That's a natural process. It's like breastfeeding. That's how they would have figured it out.
Yes. Well, why would we choose cows? It's like, hey, I want some breast milk. Let's go to that.
They
big
probably,
ass animal
like legit, they probably experimented and figured out that was probably the safest milk. That's.
Yeah, I bet they experimented with those Night Stalker squeezins too.
That's falling. Right, move on. Next fucking topic. Grow up, all of you.
Wow. Grow up, says the man who said tits. Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Segment 4. What we're playing, our favorite gaming news bit. I've been playing Fallout 2. We kind of talked about that a lot, but I'm going to give my personal thoughts on this. Okay.
Alright, here you go.
Serious time. I put down my fork. So, I originally said Fallout 2 was a lot boring compared to Fallout 1. It's because it takes so fucking long to get interesting. And it's not even the main story that gets interesting. I've learned to appreciate Fallout 2 for its random side quests and its music. Those are the two things I like most about it. Pardon me, I had to burp. That's what I like about Fallout 2. It's a solid game. I prefer 1 though. But 2 is bigger and has a lot more better content overall. But it's like, I think because 1 is such a, like I was saying earlier, it's such a serious game. It's more focused. Whereas 2 breaks the fourth wall a lot of the times with like the Wanamingos, which were like FEV experiments, but like they're also being called aliens. Like, okay, you're traveling across the world map. They're like, you can encounter a bunch of aliens. Do you wish to do this? I'm like, aliens? I want the alien blaster. Let me fucking see it. And then it's the Wanamingos. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are these actually aliens? Or is this like the Fallout 2 version of aliens? And speaking of Wanamingos, I want to make a petition. Fallout 4 needs to bring back the Wanamingos because they're so fucked up looking. They're like fat versions like the alien from...
Well, Alien. Dear God, I just looked this up. What the fuck?
Wait, do you know that there's a mod for that in Fallout 3, Matty?
Why? Whoa, what?
Because you can play with Wanamingos. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I do that. You play with Wanamingos and other like traditional Fallout enemies.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty. But they.
Also, speaking of mutants, I actually found a mod that made those FEV failed subjects actual enemies, and I noped the fuck out when I installed it.
Nope.
That's awesome. But seriously,
yeah, but it's cool because like the Wanamingos have the same exact story as the Deathclaw. They were failed experiments that just escaped, and they're just out in the wasteland. So I'm like, why aren't they back in like the next full game?
Download Fallout Wanderers Edition, and they're there. Okay.
Fucking Wanamingos. Ugh. But yeah. What else is there?
Hey, can you guys hear that running water in the background?
Yeah, yes, we can. Thank you very much.
I'll do something
Stop
about
showering mid-podcast, please.
Oh, no. I gotta thaw some fucking pork for dinner, so I'll do this in, like, the bath. I'm gonna do this in the shower. You guys go ahead.
Okay. So, what else about Fallout 2 I want to focus on? Right now, I'm, like, right at the end, basically. I'm preparing to go to the oil rig and whatever. I need to find the remaining parts for the ship in San Francisco. I got the nav parts, or the Navcom parts rather. I need to go to Navarro to get the vertibird plans and all that stuff. And that's where I'm at right now. I keep like going between Navarro and like San Francisco and NCR and just keep restocking with Marcus, going back because it's such a hard-ass fight in my opinion. I probably sound like a noob because there's probably some elitist out there who's like, I did this all unarmed, no armor. I did this stealth. There is an option to stealth it. I know that much. That if you like get the commands from the Brotherhood of Steel, you can like dress up and like fake your way in. But for some reason, I didn't get that option. It might be because my charisma's only like 5 or something like that. But
Interesting.
regardless, I'm enjoying Fallout 2. I'm almost done with it, so I'll have both classic Fallouts out of the way because I want to start, because you can't stream Fallout 2, or at least I don't know a way to do so.
Shadow play, Matty!
Oh my
For
God.
fuck's sake, use the software! Ugh.
Oh,
Triggered.
Every time, there's no way to do it, and I keep telling him the answer. Shadow play.
OBS.
No!
Yes, is garbage. Okay, that shit's garbage.
No, it's not. It makes things so much easier. It's such a simple software to use.
I can't stream through every time I open a game with it, it just fucking freezes.
I fucking love it. It's fun. There's no way to stream Fallout 1 and 2.
There is! There's shadow play! I've done it! You can...
Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Fallout Tactics you can stream. I know
You
for a
can
fact
stream
you can.
all of those games. Like, legit, you can
You know
stream...
what?
You can stream
No.
your desktop if you want on Shadowplay, and then open a game and it's still streaming. That's the beauty of Shadowplay. It
You
records...
can't even tab out for Fallout 2. It crashes your computer. I've tried it so many times. Like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm gonna go look up a walkthrough. And then my computer crashes. I'm like, fuck, I gotta go get my mom's laptop and look it up on the side. Like, ugh.
Use...
So then you get the graphical issues where everything's rainbows.
Yep.
Wait,
And you have to
that's the
close it-
thing?
Yeah, you have to save your game, close it down, and open it back up. It's such a pain in the ass.
That's stupid. Hey, can you alt-tab out of it, though? Because I really wish I could alt-tab out of Fallout New Vegas.
I can alt tab out of the older... Actually, no, I spoke too soon. No.
Yeah.
Especially Fallout 3. New Vegas I can. Fallout 3 though? Wow. No.
Use-
God, Pete Hines, Todd Howard, whatever.
What the fuck
Please,
does
let's
Pete Hines
alt-tab.
have to do with this?
I don't know.
Use
Somebody,
Shadowplay.
God, in Bethesda, please, let us fucking alt-tab. That's all I ask.
You guys can't
So-
alt-tab? Wait, what?
No, my whole game just fucks up if I try to alt-tab.
I don't know what's wrong with your PCs. I can alt-tab just fine. Out of Fallout?
Well, I'm running on the APU, which might be an issue.
Maybe.
Oh, Lone, speaking of Fallout, I wanted to ask you before I go on to my favorite news bit. You have Windows 10 now, right? Does
No.
Fallout 3
No,
work well
no,
on
I'm
that?
not risking it. I'm not risking
No,
it.
you're not?
I have
Windows
a
10's
feeling...
great.
I have
love
a
it.
feeling that I'll install Windows 10 and half of my games won't work. Fucking Nexus Mod Manager will crash. All my mods will stop working. And I just don't
Hey, Nexus
know.
works for sure.
I just don't know how Fallout 4 is going to be running on it because I don't know if Bethesda has tested that enough. Even though you can have compatibility mode, I know. I'm just not risking it. I know my PC runs fine as it is now, and until, I'm confident with Windows 10, I'm not going to change.
I'm not going to have a choice when my new PC comes in. The shit
Oh,
comes with
well,
Windows
no,
10.
you can test that out for me. Thank you. You can be the guinea pig.
Fuck you, man. Nervous now.
It's all on you.
Anyways, my favorite gaming news bit is off the walls, but it was a surprise announcement for me. Pokken Tournament for the Wii U in
Yes!
spring 2016. Like, the fact that this is a thing that almost didn't happen, like, it was an arcade game in Japan. They're like, yeah, that's all it is, you can play it in arcades and stuff. I'm like, no, what? Make this a video game, man. Make it a game that I can play on my consoles. And they're like, yeah, that probably is a pretty good idea, actually. That'd make us a lot of money because it's Pokemon and a fighting game by the makers
Oh,
of
wait,
Tekken.
no, what? Is that what that is? I saw the, Twitter trending for it, and I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon game by the makers of Tekken. And it's got,
Sweet.
it's got solid Pokemon in it. It's got the perfect ones in. It's got Lucario, Pikachu, Machamp. Like, yes, it's awesome. They have such good fighters in there.
Now all we need is Pokemon Stadium 3, and I can be happy.
It's also like the Naruto Ninja Storm games where you can have the 2 support characters.
Oh, that's sick.
So, they call them, Chikorita or whatever the hell that name
Yes.
of the fucking green Pokemon is. The leaf one from,
From the
yeah, I forgot
original
her-
or from the second?
no, I think it was from the second.
Okay, yeah.
It was the one with, Mud, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was, I think it came with
Mudkip
Trico
and...
or no, Trico was grass as well. Fuck, I don't remember.
Matty, Mudkip, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil.
That was which one then?
The trifecta.
No, I'm saying like which one was that?
That would have been the second one. That would have
Okay,
been like
that's what I was-
Pokemon Crystal and Gold and shit.
Yeah, all right, that's what I thought.
OG
That's actually. You want to hear something funny?
What?
I played every Pokemon game except that one.
For real?
I swear, dude.
What? You haven't played Pokemon Crystal or Gold or Silver?
No.
Dude, Pokemon Gold's what I started. No, I'm sorry, Pokemon Yellow.
Dude.
All I played is Pokemon Yellow and like that one where you played as Pokemon on the Game Boy Advance.
It's disappointing because I've even played Black and White, which is a fucking atrocity. I don't like those
Why
games at
have
all.
you not played? Pokemon Crystal is the one that allows you to go and do that world, and then you can go back to the original Red and Yellow worlds and Blue worlds and do all the gyms for
that's
that
awesome.
again, and then do the Elite
Wait,
Four.
what?
Yes, you can. It's a 2 games in 1.
Oh my god, I'm gonna choke on my food.
Okay,
I'm
Maddie,
sorry, what?
Yeah, I was confused as
This
well.
exists?
get the balls
Dude,
out of
are
your
you,
mouth.
are you, you're kidding right now?
I'm not, dude, because I never, okay, I don't have, actually, I can't even say I don't have a Game Boy Color, I do. I haven't had like don't say, oh wait, didn't they remake it as well?
Yes.
On the DS?
Yes.
Okay, I can play it, but
No,
because-
don't play the remade version. You play the original. Play Pokemon Crystal. Right now.
Dude, the Game Boy Color doesn't have a backlight. I can't fucking see that shit in my house.
It's
too
cool.
I remember when that was a huge complaint, like the Game Boys and didn't have backlights.
Yeah, my Game Boy Color doesn't have backlight.
Alright, alright, if you buy Pokemon Crystal, and if you're against emulation, fine, but buy Pokemon Crystal and then just get the emulated version and play it then.
No,
Why?
I'd rather play it on my 3DS in bed.
Well, that's the original version, Matty. You gotta be original.
But it's the same thing. It's 2 games in 1, right?
It's more nostalgic. I'm telling you now.
Okay, Maddie, have you please tell me you've played Pokemon Stadium like 1 or 2?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay, thank God.
That was
Dude, I'm telling you, I played probably every Pokemon game you can think of except those 2.
oh my god!
I played Stadium, Red, Emerald. Emerald was the best, man. That was like the best reinvention that game's had. Omega
played a
Ruby,
little bit of
obviously,
Emerald.
which is a remake.
Really?
X and Y
Emerald,
were fantastic.
Emerald was the Pokemon that probably got like a lot of hate for what it did.
Really?
Yeah, it's not that I hated it, but a lot of people didn't like it because it was very different.
What a solid Pokemon game that was. I loved it, man.
It was,
Buddy
it
the
was
hipster.
solid, but yeah, that's interesting. Play Pokemon
That's
Crystal.
Because it was like so, like even as a kid, it was so refreshing not be like, oh, here comes Team Rocket to ruin the day again. Like it was like, here's Team Magma and Team Aqua, and based off what Pokemon you use and which side you choose, you can be on either side.
Yeah, I like that that storyline because they had a bit more of a purpose than Team Rocket did. You know, like
yeah, not just like, hey, let's be scumbags. They were like, yeah,
Exactly.
we believe in this, and
yeah,
I liked it. It was more interesting.
yeah, that was great. Oh, so wait, I don't know what I was talking about, by the way. It was Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita, not fucking Mudkip. Ugh, I'm an
I was
idiot.
gonna say Mudkip sound weird because I think it was Mudkip, Trico, and the little
Mudkip,
Firebird.
Trico, and what's the duck thing? The chicken
No,
thing?
it's like a little chicken. Or
Yeah, I
like
can't
roost-
remember the name.
whatever
It was
the fuck
Blaziken
is.
was the
Well,
final
Yeah, I was
evolution.
gonna say it turns into Blaziken, which oh my god, Duke Roundhouse kick. He's in Pokken tournament.
Oh, he's
That's another.
fucking better be, yeah.
Yeah, like that's a perfect fit too. It's like all the, dude. If they put Hitmonchan in there, I will scream. Hitmonchan and Hitmonchan.
How could they not put those in like a fucking fighting game
Dude,
though?
my favorite ones, them and Scyther. Scyther gets me so happy. It's been my
Scyther.
favorite
No.
Pokemon.
I don't want to know what Pokemon gets you happy, Maddie. Come on.
I would
No,
prefer
because-
Scizor over Scyther.
Of course.
Yep.
He's such a weird looking Pokemon, Scissor. He's
Scizor is
why can't Scissor can't be the first version, of course, and then Scyther is the evolved version. No,
No, because Scizor is just looks stronger. I'm sorry, Matty. I disagree with
not
you.
at all.
No, if Metapod isn't in there, I'm not buying it. Like, I need Metapod.
Yeah,
Shut up. I'm gonna use Harden all day.
that'd be a good support thing, dude. Boost your defense.
Oh, for real? Though, how would it get around? Like, just float? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, probably it's a video game. He could bounce around or some shit.
Fucking iPhone photos went import. God damn
It's
it.
probably good that you guys don't work for fucking taking on Pokemon or whatever.
It is a really good thing.
Yep.
It is a very, very good thing.
So, who wants to go next?
I'll go because I'm gonna my jimmies are rustled.
Jesus Christ.
So Reese, like I think in the past couple of days, there was an I don't know what you would call it, like an announcement that from next year, July 2017, Australians are going to have to pay GST for all online purchases, which is going to include video games, obviously, like on Steam and Origin and stuff. Now, what GST is, it's called a goods and services tax, and essentially it's 10% of all purchases go to the government. So, you know, $6. Yeah, pretty much right. So 10% of all purchases go to the government. It's meant to be levied on those that are actually, you know, the sellers of the product. But what the sellers do, they'll just raise their prices by 10% and pass the cost on to the consumer. So we've been paying that GST for years now, but not on products we buy online that are less than $1,000. Now we're going to have to pay 10% more, which means that Steam games for Australians are going to be 10% more. Which is, I'm pretty pissed off about, to be honest.
I don't get that, though, because it's like, not to interrupt you, but I don't get why they increase the 10% if it's a digital product that you just download off the internet. How do they tax that? Like, I don't get that.
That's the thing. So they're going to find some way to do it, and they just want revenue. They want the tax revenue from it. There's no other explanation for it. And it's annoying because Australians pay more enough, even for digital Steam games, which I think is still absurd. I understand conversion rates are everything, but even when the dollar exchange rate between Australian and US dollars were at parity, we were still paying more, and now we're going to have to be paying 10% more. So right now, you could probably buy a new game. I think Fallout 4 was 80 or something. So it's going to be 10% more than that. Now think about that. You guys in America are paying $60 for games, and we're probably paying close to $90 after this, you know, GST is implemented, which is not going to be fun. But anyways, I just wanted to raise that. It's great. What do you guys think?
That's bullshit. I'm so sorry for you guys.
Yeah.
That is awful.
Yeah.
Steven, you're from Australia. Let's hear. I'm curious of your thoughts on this.
Well, I'll have to basically agree with everyone here and say that it's pretty much bullshit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's not just like, oh yeah, we're paying 10%, but it's that we're already paying more, and then this is just like we're on the ground. They've already kicked us in the gut, and now they're curb stomping us. That's
oh my God.
That's the metaphor that I'm drawing right now. Anyway, and I don't know, like, what am I playing? Fucking Fallout Shelter, I guess. I haven't been playing much else.
Hey, Lone, why don't you move to New York? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and live in that really expensive city. I know what you've been telling me, Matty. It's too expensive. No way. You know, I read this
and then
article.
get stabbed and then have to...
Me, you, and Noah will live in a house together, and we'll call it the Ham Radio House, and we'll be like that trifecta of awesome YouTubers, and we'll all just quit jobs.
And Noah's never going to be there, and it'll be great.
I'll live in the doghouse outside. I'll sleep in Noah's bed when he's not there and just be out in the doghouse every other day. We figured it out. We figured it out, people.
Anyways, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Since nobody's covered it, it's kind of low-hanging fruit, but Pete Hines saying that they think that Fallout 4 is going to do better than Skyrim, which is, we all know it's doing better than Skyrim. Come on, Pete, don't undersell yourself here. Like,
Lone, you made a video on that.
I made a video on it. So what I did, I looked at the growth from Oblivion to Skyrim, and then I used that percentage increase as a baseline for the potential growth from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4. And it turned out that it was an estimated guess that Fallout 4 could be selling around 19 to 20 million units, probably more. But the difference is that, and this is what I didn't cover in the video, is that obviously when Skyrim was released, the 360 and the PS3 had a bigger install base than what the Xbox One and PS4 have now. But nevertheless, I still think that the video game industry is growing so fast and people are buying new consoles so quickly that I think Fallout 4 does have a very, very strong chance of outselling Skyrim. And it's not really a testament to, Fallout 4 is going to be a better game than Skyrim. That's not the argument. The argument is that because the video game industry has been growing so much larger than what it is back, when Skyrim was released, and from Skyrim compared to when Oblivion was released, it's just going to be that more people are buying video games, therefore more likely that Fallout 4 is going to sell out Skyrim. It's simple economics, but Pete Hines obviously has to say that as a PR guy. He's not going to say, well, I think Skyrim sold a lot. I don't think Fallout 4 is going to hit that. Obviously, he's going to say that, but there is, economics backing it up.
See, there's two awkward perspectives I had from this. And the reason I call them awkward is because they're weird things. Number one, Fallout 4 is going to be a first-person shooter as well, which is more accessible just visually in certain terms, I think, than an Elder Scrolls game is, which is this fantasy setting with dragons, castles, all that shit that like...
That turns a lot of people
off. Yeah, that turns a lot of people off. Whereas Fallout 4 could be also just played as a, although it's not at all, a basic shooter, you know what I'm saying? Where that's one access point that can get anyone into it. Anyone can get into a shooter, in my opinion. The other thing that I noticed that I feel like makes Fallout 4 just the insanely popular game it is because there's only been one other game I've seen that YouTube channels can like base, you know, their entire channel around, even though the game's not out yet, and that was GTA 5. Yeah. You know, there's very few games that before launch you can just make a channel and grow it from talking about a game that's not even out yet.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I
know it's shut up. I know it's a weird thing to say, but I feel like with those two things, you know, that won't give you any numbers or anything, but it just shows how popular the game and how accessible it can be.
Yeah. No,
I can't wait till we see the sales figures on it, though. Like, I'm not sure if they're going to do it, but I know a lot of popular games will say, yeah, this is our sales figures, this is what we've done. And it's going to be neat to see, compare that to the Skyrim sales figures.
I know that Pete said that they don't talk about that,
They don't.
right?
They don't ever talk about sales figures.
Right.
The place that I got the sales figures from was VG Charts, which is a very, very inaccurate source, but it's the best that we have. Like, I was thinking of using Steam Spy or whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called, where they can judge how many purchases of a game there are by looking at how many players have it installed. But that, again, is just looking at PC. So what VG Charts do, they essentially just talk to retailers and say, you know, how many copies of Fallout 4 have you sold? And then they'll talk to Steam and do that same thing. But it's obviously not going to be accurate. Like, I don't even know if VG Charts took into account that, you know, sales of Fallout 3 New Vegas were up by 300%. I don't know if those numbers were included, because maybe they just haven't updated those numbers, and maybe they just have it, like, set on a natural growth where, you know, at this point in time, there's going to be 10,000 copies sold a week, and now it's going to be less and less and less as time goes on.
It's also possible that could have been a bunch of repurchases of people who were like, I want to go back to Fallout 3 now that Fallout 4 got announced. You know, it's not exactly. I mean, I guess a copy sold is a copy sold, but you know, I guess it's just a matter of.
I mean, who knows if VG Charts, like for example, PewDiePie promoted a game where EA had to reprint that game. Is VG Charts going to say, well, more copies of that game are being sold now? Or is it not even in their radar? Do they even know about that? It's a very, very inaccurate source, but it's the best thing that we have, which is what I keep saying. So, who knows?
Interesting. What are you playing this week, John? I know what you're eating. It sounds like chips, but you know.
I'm actually, if any of you guys are from Texas, beaver nuggets from Buc-ee's are the best thing.
Fuck.
I'll explain later. They're like deep fried corn puffs covered in caramel. Like, there are no words.
Fuck.
That's why the caramel. Why?
Diabetes.
Diabetes in a bag, but it's the best thing. But please. Anyways, something that I've actually been replaying. I haven't had a lot of time because I'm going back to school next week and I'm trying to get stuff done.
Yeah.
But in my spare time, I've been replaying Borderlands 2, specifically the Assault on Dragon's Keep DLC. And I was talking to somebody about this. I forget where. But I really like this DLC because have you guys played Borderlands 2?
Of course.
I have. I haven't played much of the DLC though. I only played the one with
What?
Well, no, because I'll tell you why I didn't play the Borderlands 2 DLC.
It'd be good.
Because of the Hammerlock's DLC, which was the worst apparently.
Yeah, that was garbage.
Yeah, I played that and I was like, I'm not spending more money on this game. It sucks.
I got every achievement for Borderlands 2. That's why I played all.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But no, so Lone Vault knows what's up. But I mean, so it has
wait, hold on. That's like one of my favorite games ever. I know what's up too, man.
No, I'm talking
you haven't played the DLC, Matty.
You didn't play Dragon's Keep.
I played all the DLC for Borderlands 1 because that is, in my opinion,
but Matty, we're talking about Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 1 was so fucking good, man. And
2 was better.
2 was a great follow-up, but 1 I have so many good memories with. Me and Noah used to play the fucking shit out of that game. I'm gonna get a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay, so while the poser's gone, I didn't.
What the fuck did you say? I heard that.
No, but I love the DLC because for one, I know a lot of people didn't care for her as a character, but Tiny Tina, I had a blast with in the full game.
Yes.
Just because she's so weird, I love her.
I don't know if you remember
I want to get the real badasses eat chocolate chip cookies tattooed on my back in Old English font. But so she's narrating Dungeons and Dragons basically, which is like hilarious. So her, you know, all of her little quirks get put into the game, and additionally, you're fighting like fantasy themed people. Like it's so different from the rest of the game. Like orcs and skeletons and shit. The setting's great. The jokes are great.
Yeah.
Bunch of Dark Souls references. Like what's not to love?
Yeah, I can't remember which DLC it was of Borderlands 2, but we were my friend and I were playing it, and we loved Tiny Tina. Like she was an awesome character. And we're playing, and like both of us were thinking, where's Tiny Tina? This DLC would be made by Tiny Tina. No joke. Like 30 seconds later, you hear over the radio Tiny Tina talking. We're like, yes! What a fucking awesome character.
Tiny Tina's like a fucking. I was sad they didn't bring her back for pre-sequel because like. She was fucking great. Or did they? I don't know. I only got like halfway through.
Yeah, pre-sequels, whatever.
I liked the gravity mechanics though. Like I actually had a lot of fun with that.
The only reason why I didn't like the gravity mechanics is because I had a bad taste in my mouth with Black Ops Map Moon. I just didn't like not being in control when you're floating through the air, but that's just a small gripe anyway.
Yeah, no. But no, Dragon's Keep, if you guys haven't played it, you really should. It's hilarious. The setting is really unique. You get some badass guns, and it's a lot of fun. Plus, I actually was sharing it with Maddie. We were talking about like ambient music and locations that we like listening to. Yeah. He was showing me like the MODOK and the San Francisco one from Fallout 2. And
God almighty, so good. Holy.
But my favorite one ever... But my favorite one ever is the Flame... It's called Flame Rock Refuge, and it's from the titular town. And I would, back before I had like a device to listen to YouTube with, I would launch the DLC and idle in that town just so I could listen to the song. Like, it's so fucking relaxing.
Did you know that the voice of Tiny Tina was Miss Pauling in Team Fortress 2?
God damn it, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need to like sit down and take a drink of water now. Like, oh.
Wait, hold on. Who else was Tiny Tina? She played someone else that like we're familiar with.
In Borderlands or in a different game?
In a different game.
Oh, someone involved?
I'm looking up her IMDb.
Look her up because I think she played in a game where.
Hold up.
I want to say I could be I'm way off.
That's like finding out Eric Todd Dellums was in Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's just
but it was like some type of revelation like that. Like holy fuck.
Yeah. Okay, no, I'm finding the shit out.
It was probably
while you find that, I gotta tell you guys a funny story of when I run to.
Oh, she was Cassie Cage. She was Cassie Cage.
No.
No, that wasn't it though.
That's a good one though.
That's a good surprising one, but that wasn't it. I could have sworn it was like a Bethesda game, but I could be just wired wrong.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm on her profile.
While you look it up, I'll tell a funny story. I go downstairs to get myself a can of soda because I like to have a can of soda during the podcast. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
I reach into this Mountain Dew box and I grab an object. And then I'm like, what is this? This is not a can of soda. The box is empty, but there's something in here. What do I pull out? A fucking cucumber.
What?
Someone fucking left it in there. They left an empty box in there, but put the fucking cucumber in there because that was where storage space, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like cucumbers. Are you eating the cucumber now?
No,
I could move this empty box, or I could just stuff cucumbers into it. Let's go with stuffing it with cucumbers.
Yeah, so I fucking removed the cucumber. Like, what the fuck? And I just took the box out, threw it out, and I put the cucumber back. I was like, what? There's no soda.
Okay, I'm looking at her profile. She was in Saints Row 4 as Ash. She's in Persona as Ray.
Who?
The girl we were just talking about. Tiny Tina. She was in Persona Q.
As who, though?
Oh, Ray. R-E-I.
I don't know who the fuck that is, and I'm like a giant Persona fan. I haven't played Q, though, because that game looks weird as shit.
Tiny Tina was in
She was also
Borderlands.
So Saints Row as Kiki de Winter. Demons and Hunt.
Yes.
Okay.
She was on Attack on Titan. What the fuck? She was Sasha Blouse.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
The dub is god awful, and that's like some entry level shit. But she was Sasha Blouse.
Still, that's a popular anime.
That's popular.
She was also in Adventure Time too. It's interesting.
Yes, she was. But background characters.
Yeah.
She wasn't in any like really popular games that we talk about a lot on.
She's in Aliens: Colonial Marines as Lieutenant Lisa Reed.
All the most popular games. The best game ever made. Best game ever.
That game could have been cool if it was what it looked like when it was promoted.
Yeah. If they hadn't gutted the entire thing and redid it in like 9 months, I'm looking at you, Destiny, as well.
Oh god, why did they do this? I hate when developers do this.
Yeah, it's like, here's the great game. We're going to show you it for 3 years. Then 3 months before
You're
it comes out...
You're going to get really excited for it. Everyone's hyped about our game, but we're going to change development at the end.
One of the very first Game Informer magazines I ever remember getting was the Aliens Colonial Marines, like, cover edition. I still have that shit like behind my bed somewhere. But I remember reading like, oh my god, this looks so good. Like your buddies were supposed to die like permanently. Like it was supposed to be a 4-man squad based, and it looks
Oh, it
super
sounds like a
intense.
really cool version of fucking Republic Commando.
No, it was like think Republic Commando, but like hardcore, and it was gonna be like straight horror elements, and the AI was like super advanced on the alien. But then like Time Gate Studios or whatever came in and just gutted the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh.
Have you guys ever played a game like so much and then you went back and watched reviews and read like magazine articles on it for like nostalgia, but also to see what people were saying and how that stuff held up?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the best. I love it. You don't?
Nah.
You don't? Have you ever?
Ain't
like,
nobody
sat-
got time
like,
for
hold on.
that.
I'm just saying though. Have you ever sat down and been like, I'm gonna watch a couple of game reviews on games I already know are good, and just like,
Oh no, I
listen
do
to-
that. I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
I think
why
I've watched
people
a
do
bunch
that.
of reviews
I
on
do
Bioshock.
too.
I
Yeah.
watched a bunch of reviews of Fallout 3 where people kind of criticized how like cardboard it was, and everybody in the comments was getting butthurt. I'm like, no, it wasn't like graphically, it wasn't the best. Like, I hate people that are afraid to admit faults in their favorite franchises.
Don't get me started. Do not get me fucking started on that.
Are you
Please.
gonna talk about me with KOTOR? Game's perfect, man. Shut the hell up. Who needs to go next? We've got off track.
Steve.
So we start off with gaming news, right? Because I don't really have much of that. So
That's alright. You can say what you're playing.
I guess with when it comes to sort of gaming news, I guess the one thing I've been keeping an eye on was Total War Warhammer.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
Just the
played it.
interesting concepts with the air battles and all that. But from what I've seen, it kind of looks meh.
I wish it was Warhammer 40k. Now Total Warhammer 40k I would fucking play.
What game
What's
haven't
the
you
appeal of
played?
Warhammer? I've seen gameplay of the one that was like a third-person shooter or some shit like that. I think. Was there?
40k was the best. Yeah, no, 40k had like a top-down shooter. It's had a bunch of entries. The problem with whoever owns the Warhammer franchises is they kind of hand the IP out to whoever wants it. So there's been some really rubbish games
Okay.
as well.
Makes sense.
But like Dawn of War 2 is amazing. I don't know. There's a bunch of good ones because like Warhammer is set like medieval, like fantasy, and then 40k is set like in the future, grim, dark. Everything fucking sucks.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
what you're
there's, like-
playing, Steve?
Well, I've tried to play Fallout New Vegas, but that thing keeps on crashing me on me all the time. But only
PS3?
when I've got a good character,
Are you playing on PS3?
and then
or-
cue the music. Fucking hell, I forgot it. But,
Only MP3.
Yeah, interesting.
yeah, been playing a bit of Fallout 3. That's the only time when I've actually decided to complete all the DLCs, including, not abandoning characters on Mothership Zeta.
Oh god, damn. I can't beat it. I have like 4 characters abandoned on there. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I had to constantly take like day breaks each time I ended up
Yes.
getting into there.
Like,
So
oh,
you know what's the worst about it? It's not even the story. It's the one alien type that has a shield that makes you have to put like 70,000 fucking bullets into it. Regardless, you could be using the OP alien atomizer, and that shit still took forever to fucking kill
Oh.
this asshole. I fucking hated it.
For me, it just felt all the same. Like every time I went into a new area, it was the exact same thing. Like, it's like if you tried to put Call of Duty in Fallout, it just wouldn't work.
So I went into Mothership Zeta with Vengeance and like, I don't know, 8,000 electron charge packs, and those shield dudes just sucked up all of my fucking ammo.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the best DLC in the world. But Fallout 3 had some... It had the pit and it had Broken Steel. Those were
Broken Steel was not Broken Steel. What was the other one though? With the marshes, I just forgot the name of.
Point Lookout with the
Point Lookout
hillbillies
was
that when you
damn good.
with the hillbillies that when you break their legs they move faster.
Dart gun won't do you no good here. The New Vegas had, in my opinion, New Vegas had better DLCs, but I do love the pit. Not the pit. Point Lookout. I do love Point Lookout.
Who are these women, Lone?
Are you on his Tinder?
No, I'm sending a picture of cosplay.
Yeah, well, like, they're really hot girls.
No, there were no
Maddie,
females.
no, it's not for the attraction. It's for the costumes that they're wearing. All right.
But they look very
Speaking of-
attractive in their cosplay costumes, is what I'm trying to say.
Speaking of cosplay, I'm planning on going one last time for PAX this year as an NCR Ranger.
Gotta send us photos.
Yeah, I have a laser rifle made out of solid aluminium and wood.
Sweet.
Oh my god.
As well as a laser pistol that I'm gonna give to people when they want to pose with me.
Feel free to send me one of those. That'd be great. Thanks, man.
Yeah. I actually cosplayed.
All of you guys are talking about how you spend like a shit ton of money when Fallout 4 is coming out, and then here's
I don't
me
have it.
spending money on like fucking all of the different sodas in.
Yeah, I
like,
gotta
I
know.
have every single Nuka-Cola bottle is sitting on my desk.
I gotta know then. How much did it cost to make the helmet?
Mate, I didn't make that. I got that off someone else.
All
and
right, do you know how much it costs them? Because it's got. I always look at it every
It's
day.
like $600 on Etsy. There's like an Etsy version for $600.
No way! Like holy
Is that the metal one?
Yeah.
So I know that there are people on Etsy who have made like solid steel, like
Yeah, no.
Enclave helmets, which look fucking sweet.
Dude, I
But yeah,
cosplay,
I-
but so
See, I
casual.
feel like if I bought an item like that, I'd rather build it if it was
Yeah.
possible. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had the option to, like if I said I want a laser rifle, I'd rather build it instead of buying one online because that's something that would be possible to build.
I'm building a bumper sword right now. But
That's cool.
no, see, the best way to cosplay is like I'm poor, so I just cosplay stuff I already have laying around. So I did my mysterious stranger cosplay to San Japan for like $20 because all I needed was a coat. That's the best way to do it. Is just find stuff you already have and work with it.
Yeah, Mysterious Stranger cosplay is pretty easy one. You know who I'd cosplay as?
Maddie,
Way around.
everybody be trying to get in your pants, bro.
Hell yeah. She's not bad. I fuck her.
We've been over this. We've been over this on a podcast.
Yeah,
Move
we
on.
have. Alright. Final section, fan questions. I decided to pick some personal ones out.
Oh, the best one. This is the best part of the
God,
podcast.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Alright, Lone. Let's start off strong.
that lone Maddie fanfiction.
The
Oh,
Love
no.
Chronicles.
Shining Armor from Sugar Bond asks,
Hey, bro.
what's your biggest regret in life?
Oh, I got one. Not traveling before starting a full-time job. That's my
Ooh.
biggest regret.
Yeah.
Like, I should have traveled for like 6 months, and I didn't do it. I just jumped straight into a job. So I'm hoping to make up for lost time soon.
Come to New York. Yeah.
I'll come to the States, Matty, I promise.
Because I just want to take a picture with you and just black out everything and just be like, I'm with Lone. Like I said this line a couple times ago. I'm with Lone right now.
All of you guys come to PAX South. That's all I'm saying.
We're all gonna fight at PAX South.
PAX South is the best. We
That
gotta get
somehow
everybody.
became a running joke on all of our channels, like fight me at PAX. I'm like, why is this a thing?
Why do people want to
Because that one
fight
guy
me?
posted in the comments. We talked about it like on the second podcast. Was fight me at PAX.
You know, like I remember it started off with Revan when my channel didn't grow. Revan was like, yo, fight me at PAX. I'm looking for you. And like it just kind of gradually grew from there.
Snowball
Fight me
from
at PAX.
there. Yeah.
As for my biggest regret, I don't do a lot of things that I regret or haven't done, but I'd say if there's one thing I do regret, it's during high school not getting involved in a fucking thing and just keeping to myself the whole time. Because
Yeah.
then I came out of my shell senior year, I got involved in stuff, and I was like, why didn't I do this for the last 4 years of my life? Because this is so much fun.
Yep.
And it was like one of those things where like, you know, it's better to come out of your personal bubble when the time is right, but I kind of wish it happened earlier so that I could have, you know, because I made a lot of friends that year. I learned a lot about myself, and that's true. And I regretted not like going to like I like me and Noah said this when we had that crazy real talk load. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Me and Noah were saying we never even been to a high school football game, like, but
Oh my god.
yeah. So it's like, you know, it was pretty bad. I mean, college is a different story. It's basically high school 2.0, upgraded, fun times and all that shit. But, you know, you kind of wish that you got the ball rolling a little bit earlier.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you guys have any other regrets? Steve? John?
If I were to mention any of my real biggest regrets, this has a potential of becoming either really dark or really depressing.
I won't make you answer that then.
I'm going to make you do it.
No, he can do it after the podcast, after we've done recording.
He's laughing though. He wants to do it.
No, I don't think he does.
I'm kidding.
All right. I got one. I got one that's casual and won't make us like all feel bad for the next like 20 minutes.
Yep.
I think my biggest, it's totally random, but my biggest regret is I lived above a restaurant on the beach for like 6 months. Like, this was on the North Carolina coast, so it's just fucking gorgeous. And I never did anything there except like play Fallout. Like, I never went to go see the beach or like go check out all the barrier reef islands. I just sat there and played Fallout all day for 6 months. So I regret not taking advantage of that and not building a channel before Fallout 4 came out. But that's just because I'm poor and couldn't afford, like a graphics card.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, not checking out the coast because that place is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, somebody else go. I'm gonna eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
We'll ask the
Let's
next
see
question.
what left. If you want to see how that is.
Steve, do you want to go? Do you want to tell something else, or you're happy to leave that? Is he there?
Well, I am here. I'm just like trying to think of something that isn't depressing.
That's the fun of the fan questions, man. They get dark and depressing.
That's the best. That's why it's so much fun.
We talk it out, but if you don't want to, we can always go to the next one. My dog is flipping out right now.
My cat's pissed because I'm not
Maddie,
paying
I'm sending
attention
you
to
another
her.
cosplay photo.
Okay.
I don't know, I'd probably have to, if it wasn't going to go so dark, I'd probably have to say something similar with Maddie, not doing fuck all in her fucking high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, fair enough.
It took me 2 years before I started doing anything.
Well, I'm slaying girls in high school, so we can't really relate.
Here we go.
Oh, damn.
Next
this is-
question.
Like,
Dude, I know a girl who looks just like this. Holy fuck.
Oh, I know, right? I know. She
get
does.
off the Tinder, Maddie.
She does a
shit.
great Lara Croft, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Next question comes from Blaze1514 on Sugar Bomb. He asks, when was the last time you felt extremely uncomfortable and why?
Many times during the podcast. Next question. I'm checking.
Wow. Wow.
Actually, that's an interesting question.
Takes a lot to make me uncomfortable, so I'm going to have probably a shit answer when I come up with one.
Yeah, I actually don't know. It does take a lot for me to feel uncomfortable as well. Probably when somebody makes like a really inappropriate joke and everyone's like, oh, no.
Around the dinner table with your whole...
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was such a great story, but it's
Alright.
not when like the last time I felt uncomfortable, or first time probably, but it's a great story, so I think I'll tell it.
Go.
Do it.
It's third grade Maddie. It was really immature Maddie, so keep this in mind when the story is concluded.
Okay.
So I was at a restaurant for my friend's birthday. It was like a couple of best friends of mine, and so it was like his whole family was there. Like his fucking grandparents, uncle, aunts, fucking everyone was there. And so we start playing telephone, and they start passing on the message, and then the message ended with his dad, and I was the one right next to the birthday boy's dad. And the telephone line comes to me, and someone says something, the bread is good or some shit. And I pass on, and like I said, there's a reason I'm saying this is third grade Maddie, because I want to tell you guys in the actual context what I said. So I whisper into his dad's ear, because his name was Peter. I was like, Peter is gay. That's what I whispered.
Oh, no.
Man.
No offense to anyone out there who happens to be homosexual. I'm just saying that's what I said as the immature third grade Maddie. So I go, Peter is gay. And then he rolls his eyes with the most pissed off look. And he says because when telephone ends at the end of the telephone line, you have to answer or announce what it is. And so he goes, Peter is gay. The most pissed off look on his face. Everyone at the table goes silent, straight face. I'm sitting there fucking like, I'm smiling. I'm like, and just everyone, no one laughs. No one laughs. Everyone just looks at me. I'm like, fuck.
That's so awkward.
And let me tell you guys this, appetizers weren't on the table yet. I had a long time to go. I was still stuck here. I was...
Oh, that's terrible, Maddie.
Yeah.
You just
I'm
you just
so
turn
sorry.
to him and red is just emanating from him.
He literally like said it in the most irritated voice. Peter is gay. I was like, oh fuck, he doesn't like it. It was funny.
Eh.
But I thought, you know what matters though? I was laughing. I was the happy one.
Anyone else?
Can you rephrase the question because I was distracted?
When was the first time you felt extremely uncomfortable and why? But you can just tell a story of when you felt uncomfortable if it's a good one. Like,
Okay, no, Lone, go ahead because I have a great one. I just got to remember it.
I legit don't like just when someone makes a noise.
Okay,
lies. Well, lies on the podcast are not allowed.
Matty, I swear I can't think of a specific moment. I'll try thinking as people.
I've got one.
Yeah.
Okay, so growing up, I've been up in Australia. I sort of grew up in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Internet wasn't really much of a thing, and the people who sort of hang around there are just sort of our equivalent to redneck arseholes who don't really know much about the world.
Bogans. So,
yeah, bogans. So they despise gays, but not because of religion, because they can.
Yep.
And whenever you ask them, shit just gets really awkward. They just can't formulate an answer.
Yep.
So when shit comes around like people being furries, that's even more awkward. Like, people will just stop wanting to see you for a week.
Jeez.
So during high school, there was one moment where people were just like making fun of them, and hopefully this isn't awkward or whatever, but I was one at the time, and you know, that sort of ended a half-hour-long conversation with everyone just looking guilty as shit.
Oh, that's terrible.
No. That must have been so awkward.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. If I could apologize for them, I would.
Oh, that sounds like every high school conversation where people were ragging on bronies back when I was into that. And I'd just be sitting there like, yeah, I should keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I got my awkward one. I got it. I'm sitting in church, right? And I was probably... yeah. Okay.
That's how awkward stories start.
But I'm sitting in church, and I just felt bad. I'm a like really sensitive, nice guy. I try not to make anybody upset. And I was probably in 2nd grade, and there was this really cute girl sitting next to me, and she kind of kept looking at me, and I didn't realize it, and I didn't want to look back like she's looking across the aisle at like some like cat or something. I don't want to look back. And so I guess she stared at me the whole service, and then when the service is over and I never looked back at her, she started crying and kind of like walked away, and I was like, oh shit, like, and later on, like one of her friends said, yeah, she really likes you. She's like, she's sad that you didn't notice her, and I was like, I feel terrible. So I don't know. It's a really weird one, but like I felt terrible because I made some girl cry because she liked me and I didn't pay attention to her.
Speaking of church, that reminds me of a really good story of mine.
How many stories do you have, Matty? Holy shit!
I have a lot for my age.
You're gonna be a great granddad.
I will, because I was walking out of church. This is a quick one. I was walking out of church, and I was young at the time, young and stupid, man. And I'm walking out of the church next to my mom, and I guess this church has like a hobo who just shows up and like will sit through the service. And so I'm walking behind her, and I go, "What the?" I didn't say fuck, but I'm like, "What smells so bad?"
No.
I said it so bad. I was literally, "What smells so bad?" And my mom like slaps my arm. She's like, "What?" Like, and she
no.
Says like, "Look in front of you, idiot." And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Matty.
I hope he's probably walking like, that's me, haven't showered in a week.
Shit.
Shit.
I walked into church and there was like Panera bread, and I was like, oh sweet. I started eating. So just bear with me. I'm eating the Panera bread because I'm like, oh, free Panera, this is great. And then I didn't realize it was somebody's funeral. So everybody's in the other room for the funeral, and they're doing the prayers, and I'm sitting out here picking on the Panera bread for the reception.
Oh no.
I dropped the ball. I'm not gonna lie. That was not my finest moment.
Dear
oh
God.
Lord.
Oh, sweet Panera.
Move on.
If we're gonna start just bringing up weird stories, ever heard of Footscray? It's a really shitty suburb in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And everyone calls it like stab spray and all that because it's notorious for stabbings and robberies. And my first time there, when I was heading towards university, I come across this parking lot. This guy rushes out of this store opens his boot, throws up in it, slams the boot shut, gets into the car, and just drives off.
What the fuck, man? Shit.
I don't know why I'm picturing Noah being that guy. I think it's so much funnier.
I'm visualizing him right now with that exact situation.
Yep.
Because he's so loud, so I pictured an obnoxiously loud throw, like, ugh! Perhaps it's like a food.
Oh, God.
But anyway.
Next question. Gets a little grim. This is Gen Cole Crash on Sugar Bomb, and he asks, you have 24 hours left to live. What do you do with that time?
Play Fallout 4.
That's what I thought of as a joke when I read it. That's how sad my life has gotten.
Legit answer, spend time with family.
Oh, God.
I'm going to try... Okay, I'm going to give you guys the realistic answer that you all would do. You're just trying to be nice. I'm going to try to do everything that I can possibly... that I enjoy in life or want to enjoy in life within that 24 hours. So, like...
Like what?
I'm probably gonna start off by trying to get laid. Yeah, I'm gonna work on that. Like, hey babe, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I'm dying and I really want to just get with you. So I think we need to talk about this. Okay, you're dying, so it'll be a one-time thing. It's okay. So I'll use that for leverage.
Oh, that's fucking terrible.
I'll go to try and think.
Make-A-Wish Foundation. Hey.
No. I know a kid who's a part of that, so I can't make fun of that stuff.
Jennifer Aniston, hey, Make-A-Wish.
God.
Dear God.
No, but that's what I'm gonna do first, After that, I spend some time with some friends, go to like each friend's house that matters to me and break them the news and then hang out with them for a little bit. Family. What else am I gonna do?
Visit Australia and see Lone, yeah.
Spend all my money.
Yeah, spend all your money. Go get a loan and don't tell them you're gonna die because you're gonna die anyway. And then fuck yeah, you're sweet.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change the story. Get a loan. Invite everyone to my Maddie's gonna die party.
Pay for their plane tickets over there, please.
It's my party, so I'll get it in anyways because I'm throwing the party.
Yep.
I'm gonna be using the loan for a giant party house.
Yep.
And then I'll get to kill all these birds with one stone, and then I'll be the dead bird at
You just drop dead as soon as it turns 12 o'clock.
Oh man, yeah, you get so much pussy.
Yeah, buddy. And I play my Vita for the final hour.
Get out! Leave this podcast right now. Play my Vita for the last hour. God's sake.
Just send
I would hold on
everybody
to
away.
my final hour and just
send everybody away and just like lay in your casket playing it, and they find you.
The last game he was playing was Danganronpa. We have no idea what this is, and it looks like anime porn. He was called the lover of story-driven hentai, but
he died happy. They're gonna do like a slideshow of story-driven hentai at your funeral.
Yeah, to just memorize, like a memorial for me. It's like you just see me looking down in heaven.
With Alicia Keys.
I didn't even like that stuff. I was kidding the whole time.
Alicia Keys playing in the background, like, oh man, the highlight reel.
Anyway.
Oh Christ. All right, who else?
Steve, did you have anything? What would you do?
I don't know, it's sort of kind of something similar to Melly, but more along the lines of just going absolute fucking nuts.
Yep.
Because, if I'm going to die fucking prematurely, why not go out with a bang?
Exactly. See, you guys are fucking criticizing me. Look at that. Steven and I are gonna have dying parties and fuck the world until we're dead.
You'll be the guys that feature on the news the next day because you've done fucked up shit.
Yeah, we end up not dying and we've done so much wrong stuff. Like,
oh my god.
Excellent. Anyway.
John, go on. What would you do?
Okay, I'd probably try to spend a lot of time with my girlfriend, and then go to there's this water park called Schlitterbahn. I know that sounds weird, but this is like the most ballin' water park ever, and I just go chill out there. Yeah, it's in a couple states, but there's one in Texas.
What's with the name?
And I just go to this fucking water park, hang out with my girlfriend, and then probably beg Pete Hines Todd Howard to let me play the beta version of Fallout 4 before I died. I'd come home with 3 hours to spare and be like, bruh, give me that Steam code.
Steam code.
Then Pete Hine leans down to you and whispers in your ear, No.
Some of the prophecies say.
Excellent.
Oh, okay, real quick, this is Steven, before you go. I was just thinking, like, what if, like, I don't know, something was set to end the world in, like, a week? Like, there's an asteroid coming towards Earth, we're all gonna die. Could we convince Todd Howard to release Fallout 4 early so we could all play it before
I reckon
die?
he would.
every game would launch as it currently is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's half completed, but you guys can play it, have fun. Except for Silent Hills. We'll never get Silent Hills.
Oh.
Anyway. Next question.
Okay, Steven.
Next question.
Next question
Wait, we
is...
should get Steven's answer.
Hey, we did. He said
I
he'd do what
guess
I
I
did.
would be sort of torn between, oh shit, we're all gonna die, but we have company rules.
Shit.
Next
Alright, next question.
Comes from Raid from Vault 29 on Sugar Bomb. They ask, this one's for Lone, what is the purpose of life?
Is that for
Holy
me?
shit.
Or like, do they name me?
Oh, no, I'm just
specifically?
saying, I know you're going to give the best answer for this.
Alright. The purpose of life. Are you ready for this, everyone?
Yeah.
Alright, seriously, the purpose of life is to fill your life with good friends, good family, find a nice partner, boy or girl, whatever. Eat well, and don't be a cockhead, alright? So that's legitimately the purpose of life. Be nice to people, because when you treat yourself in that manner, people are going to treat you nice back. You'll be more happier, you're not cynical, you're not narcissistic. That is the purpose of life. Be a good person.
I like that. That's a good answer.
Yeah. Like
I was gonna say
dead
the
serious.
for
Don't be
Todd
an
subreddit, but that works too.
Anyway.
Purpose of life is to survive until the release of Fallout 4, then kiss that life goodbye.
Of course.
Say goodbye to all of those friends and family you made.
Because all that time was a waste. This is all preparation time for Fallout 4. You are going to be torn apart by this fucking game, man.
You will have no friends.
Yeah.
All of your loved ones will leave you.
The actual answer I'd probably give
But
is...
there's romancing options in Fallout 4.
I give
Those
up
are
3D
my loved
girls.
ones.
My wife, Moira Brown is my waifu. I give up 3D girls for the 2D world.
Fuck Moira Brown.
Oh my
seriously.
god. I'd say the actual answer is what the purpose of life is. Man, what would I say? Someone actually sat me down and said, purpose of life. I always say do what you feel is right, because then you won't live life with regret, which is a life that you shouldn't live. You should always do what you feel is the proper thing,
Yeah.
Do what you well.
And even if it ends up being your wrong decision, live and learn and move on from it and just keep living a day at a time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
don't be afraid to take risks, because when you do make mistakes in life, you can either see that as a bad thing or you can see it as a learning experience. Like successful people, for example, never got anywhere by not taking risks. You just need to be a bit boisterous at times and say, look, you're not going to live forever. Do what makes you happy. Don't be a cockhead. That's all I keep saying. Don't be a tosspot.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, you actually added what I was gonna add. It's don't sit there and be content with what you have. If you have something you want to do, don't say, oh well, I'll somebody else will do it. I'm not gonna get to it. Like try, and like you said, if you fuck up, you fucked up. Own up to it. Learn from it. Learn from other people's fuck ups too.
Yep. And don't think that you're gonna get through life by not making mistakes. It's gonna happen. It's not a bad thing. Just make sure though that when you do make a mistake that you learn from it and then you try not to make it again.
And help other people not make those same mistakes if it's something that they can learn from as well.
And just help people. Be
Always
generous.
pass on your learnings. I think part of the good thing in life is when you get to an age you can take over as like almost a older sibling for a younger child. Like I do that for my little neighbor, and I teach him. I'm not saying I'm a fucking leading example of a good person, by the way. I'm not. But
You have more experience.
you can tell by this podcast I'm not a good person, but I'm just kidding. I think
Hey,
feel
at least you're
myself.
not doing red roadkill on people's cars. Mallory, we're looking at you.
Yeah, Mallory.
Oh my
I'm kidding. I think I'm a
God.
good person. I think I can teach little kids a thing or two, and that's what I do with my neighbor. I've shaped him into a good child, and he honestly the sweetest kid. But like he's like 14, and he'll be like, oh dude, like I just want a girlfriend. So I'm like, look, you're 14, like you don't need to worry about this. Just enjoy what you're doing now. Because like today's society puts up so many different standards that are different from what we're used to growing up through. So it's like, well, we're 14. We're just learning how to fucking jerk off and stuff, man. But
You're not teaching them how to jerk off.
Only when you're 14?
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah, I realized when I said that, I'm like, that's a little late. But you get the point.
Yeah.
It's in the
Matty, there's a limit on what you should teach a child, dude. Chill out.
Move on. Next
Our
question.
fucking friend, I'm not gonna say when, but he started jerking off so early. Like,
we're not talking about this.
Hey,
Move
kiddo,
on.
what's your parents teaching you?
it's one of my best friends. He said he started at the end of 5th grade. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so early. Like,
Oh my god.
Next question.
Please, this went from like a really deep conversation about the meaning of life.
to masturbation at the right age.
I think everything comes back to masturbation.
Next question, damn it, please. Fuck me.
Well, it doesn't get much better because Pridemore83 from Sugar Bomb asks, what name would you give the other podcast members as their porn star name? So,
thank you for that question.
so what we're gonna do, I'm thinking, is each of us is gonna stay here and go around and name the other three what we would name them as a porn star.
All right.
Okay.
So
Now do you start because you've had some time to think about this.
no, I haven't actually. Because like you want it like for like loan, for example. I wanted to kind of go with the loan blah blah blah. So
I go on for Matty. Mr. Matty Slays.
Something about kangaroos.
hold on, wait. I think your mic got muffled. Don't say it again.
Mr. Matty Slays.
Yeah.
He already used. I have a better one though.
I used that in Fallout 2. I was like, Mr. Matty Slays. Like, yes.
I got Matty the Fatty, so
Fuck.
I don't know. That's my person.
Oh, I got one from myself. Lone Vault Pile Driver.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh god. I got one for me. It's the headmaster. Yeah, I teach people about lore.
Oh,
That's a terrible
God.
joke, but it's all I could come up with.
Oh man, that was so funny. Lone Vault.
Matty's still up.
Did you come up with that off the top of your head, dude?
Yeah. I don't think about these things generally, guys.
I hope not. I hope that's not something you think
Oh
about
man,
on a daily basis. Like, what's my porn name?
I didn't expect that at all. That was so fucking funny.
Oh god.
I was still trying to think of something kangaroo related, so well played.
I'll probably try and
Well,
think
like
of
the
it.
Yeah,
for
I'd call
loan
Lone the
was-
pouch stuffer or something like that.
Okay, Steven, what were you saying? Man?
All I could think of for loan was just lone, but whenever he's in pornos, it's just hello darkness, my old friend, while he's by himself.
Oh my god. That's a Steven song. That's a fucking Steven song.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Jesus. Does anybody have another one for Matty? Like,
I'm trying to think of one for John right now.
oh yeah, give me good.
Like, I'm trying...
Go ahead.
Fuck. Like, I want something with the scribe, but I'm thinking I'm being too narrow-minded. But I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I did the headmaster because it's like related.
Yeah,
like
that-
people stuff.
Headmaster would be.
It's kind of got like a double-edged sword going on there. Because I'm teaching people stuff, but you know my head. So
I guess because it sounds like Slendy, like maybe Scribe Spanky. I don't fucking know.
no, I'm just thinking about the kid from like that old like 30s cartoon that I just forgot, or show that I forgot the name of. Spanky was what was that called? I keep this. Oh god, I'm gonna die. But there was like an 30s TV
I've
show.
got a quill for your scroll.
Let me help me inspect these scrolls. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're gonna. Oh god, man, I'm fucking still laughing at Lone Vault Pile Driver. That's so funny.
Please change your Twitter handle to that.
I'm not
At-
changing my Twitter handle to that. No.
At Lone Vault Pile Driver.
So instead of what about
I'm
instead
gonna
of
tweet that alone, just capital letters, Lone Vault Pile Driver.
what about instead of the Elder Scrolls, like the Saggy Scrolls or something?
Oh,
Anyway,
it's getting out of hand. It's gotten real out of
that's a
hand.
good ending. That's
Instead of Fallout, fuck out.
next question.
No.
Do we have
There's
another?
no more
question?
next questions, man.
Oh, good. Fucking yeah. That's probably a good ending.
My jaw hurts from laughing. This is a good one.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorites in recent memory.
Oh, this is too much. This is why I love doing these podcasts. Is they go so out of hand so quickly.
Right. Yeah.
And this one we kept under 3 hours. I'm proud of ourselves here.
Well done.
I got nothing done that I needed to get done today because I just played Borderlands 2 and then did this.
Yeah.
And I needed to read like 300 pages of some book before tomorrow. Oh my god.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, so John, thank you once again for joining us. John's always our like, hey, Noah just ditched last minute. You want to join?
It's a blast. I love it. Noah, please keep it up.
Yeah. And thanks, Steve, as well for joining.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Steve.
By the way, I don't mean to veer off while we're doing the conclusion, but a lot of people, I should have said this in the intro, but a lot of people always ask why Noah misses for work so much, why he can't move his schedule. And I won't get into specifics on his medical conditions, but he does have some issues where he needs to work to pay for his meds and stuff for what's going on with him. So that's why he can't really cop out on work and stuff, and he has to miss the podcast. So I'm not trying to fucking ruin a happy ending here, but
Yeah.
I'm just
We
saying
need to start a charity just so he
people have kind of gone from it being a running joke where it was kind of funny to like, okay, where the fuck is Noah?
Yeah.
So I wanted to explain that real quickly for those who stayed tuned the whole time, because you're obviously the best.
And
anyways,
the way
John,
we're
Steve,
gonna end this,
thank you.
yeah. Because Steve, this is the first podcast that you've been on. We'll get you to end the podcast how you think is best. We're all gonna stop talking, and you're gonna have to end the podcast in some way. So take it and run.
Oh no!
Way to throw poor Steve under the bus.
I love doing
Oh my god.
It's great. Come on, Steve, end it.
You did that to me my first time, so.
Yep.
It seems that you're new to talking on these things, Stephen. Here, there's a bus coming. Time to throw you under it. I'm not ready.
We're gonna end it there.
Wait, no, Lone Vault, wait, real quick, before we end it. I was in the Shoutbox, hey Shoutbox guys, and somebody said your porn name should be Lone Vault Wanker.
That's what I was thinking earlier.
Lone Vault Wanker.
That is mean. That's just calling me a wanker. How dare
That's what I
you?
was thinking, because I know like in the UK and stuff, people go like, you bloody wanker, like, you know.
Good idea, Adam Droid.
We
Good
do that in
idea.
Australia as well. Anyways,
Lone Vault
podcast is ending now.